Welcome. We are here on the Automotive Edge social media sites, here on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're on shifting gear. Well, we will be. We're trying to get tuned into that. So hang on. Get there sooner or later.
Where we at right now?
Where we at right now? We're at the home base.
No. Where you at on? Where does he got us hooked up on?
Well, go to your personal page, and it's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. And we're getting dialed up here. Hope everybody's having a good morning here on this Saturday morning. There we go. Getting things happening here on this all of our sites. And I'm Big Wheels Bo Carver, along with Kurt Chase, Graham Knox-Muir Bo Carver, tuned in. Trying to find all the spots here for us to get going on. There we are. Get that. Now we're on my two personal pages. On the Kurt Chase page. We're on LinkedIn and we're on YouTube. So be a part of that.
What do you do with modern technology, right?
You punt.
You throw it out the door, kick a field goal.
Kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to kick a field goal. Trying to punt. Where are we at here? Getting everything dialed in.
We
bro.
all up and running?
I think so.
Well, what do you do?
You do what you do when you do.
You do what you do when you do. That's right. The great Ron Washington. Isn't he out there in California coaching the Angels?
Yeah, he's head coach. He's head manager, I guess they call him now, right?
General manager?
No, he's the
That's our manager.
He's the manager. So good morning, everybody. We're tuned in and getting things going. So hopefully everybody's doing okay this Saturday morning. It's going to be a pretty warm day today.
In the 90s, last day, well, I guess next week's going to be high 80s, but probably last weekend, if you got a swimming pool, to enjoy your pool. And
this weekend is it, you think?
Well, they said
low 80s, I think, middle of next week.
Yeah, they said, 85 to 88 degree, but they said you don't get back-to-back under 80 degrees till October 19th average.
Oh, really?
It'll be the first time.
Well, you know that State Fair starts at the end of September, and there's been a lot of hot days during the State Fair, which runs a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Takes you on into October. So, we've seen some real warm days during the State Fair. And that's the time of year you really don't know what to get. You may go out to the State Fair one day and it's 30 degrees. And another.
They voted no handguns this year.
Oh, are you sure they did that?
Yeah, they already had the council meeting, and now Paxton is going after the State Fair going, you can't do that.
Well, good for him.
So who knows how that's going to work out. But I haven't been to the State Fair probably 20, 30 years. Well,
the last time we went, we took Graham. And before we got in, there was a fight. I remember that, Graham? In the parking lot.
I do. I remember it got pretty heated there. And then also, last time Tyler went, there was a shooting there.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So, it's not a great history when me and my friends go. So, I'm probably not going to be repeating.
We'll post when Graham's going and don't go that day.
True. Good idea.
My favorite day to go?
It's like Wednesday or something.
Senior Day.
Senior Day is like a Tuesday, and then there's a Dr. Pepper Day.
Because what we would do is when you went to Senior Day, there was no crowd.
Right.
There was EMS everywhere, police everywhere, people in their golden years. And, man, you could fly through that place, the rides. We get there during the day, and you bring a couple canned goods and get in free.
Right. That's what happens.
And then for probably 6-7 years, I worked the car show.
Well,
So
that's
you're
cool.
allowed to bring your business cards and network. And my first 3-4 years, I was with Ford, and I was always with the trucks. I didn't care about the cars or anything. And then I went out there with Honda, and then I went out there with Toyota, and now they hire all these pretty girls in these gala dresses that don't know hardly crap about it. And you ask them, when's it coming out? What's this? What's that? Well, we need to refer you over here to our catalog section.
Well, didn't back in the
Get a
day,
brochure.
the ladies would tell you about the car,
Yeah, they'd have a headset on, and the car would be on a turntable.
and they'd tell you all about it.
Yeah, they'd have one person talking, and the other lady kind of like Vanna White opening the doors and doing the whole.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it'd be the Price is Right, or
Kind of.
yeah, you know.
But that was a good thing to go there to the.
Yeah, and they let you talk with the consumers, and then they it came down to where the state fair, you weren't allowed to interact with the people there unless they were talking to you, and that ain't me. I'm just gonna stand there with my Honda shirt on and not say a word.
It almost sounds like a topless bar. You can't touch anybody. You can't talk to nobody. You can't do anything until they talk to you.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyway, they say this is going to be one of the better
fairs, really?
State fairs for the auto show. You know, they're big. You know what their big push is going to be.
Oh, of course, EVs.
You know.
Well, Ronnie Swain says, "Good morning."
Hello,
Good morning
Ronnie
to
Swain.
you. Appreciate you tuning in. We're getting popped on a little late this morning, so sorry about that. But we're going to be here till the noon hour. So
maybe.
It depends. We're not sure what's really
the studio was shut down. They can't figure out what the troubles are, so we're not on the airwaves on 1190 KFXR right now until they figure out what the problem is.
So we might be on there at any time, or maybe never.
Yeah.
But we're here we wanted to at least jump on this morning because we do have a lot of social media sites that people tune in and join us each and every Saturday morning. And that's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're on Shifting Gears Facebook page, which is a sister page to the Automotive Edge. And I'm on my personal page. I'm on both of my personal pages, Kurt Chase personal page and Kurt Chase LinkedIn page, and YouTube on the Automotive Edge radio show. So we needed to come on and talk a little bit about some stuff. And we hope you'll pop on with us as we get rolling down the road here.
Yeah, we're going to still cover a whole bunch. And, you know, there's a lot of changes coming out in 2025 and more so hybrid than electric. You can tell very quickly that the electrics are really, really, really slowing down. There was a big announcement that Silicon Valley, they're turning on Elon Musk because he moved to Texas.
Yes.
Like he cares. The richest man in the world.
I'm sure he can't sleep at night over that.
Yeah, they say he's going to be the first trillionaire.
Oh, really?
Can you believe that?
God, what is a trillionaire? Is that 100 billion?
Yeah.
So it's 100.
So now he's worth over 300 billion right now.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's like
300 billion. What do you do with $300 billion? Whatever you want, right?
Well, he's going to space with it and doing all kinds of stuff.
And he did an interview the other day, and the guy goes, "Where do you sleep?" He goes, "Come here." Went in the break room. He goes, "I put a cot right there."
Yeah, he lives minimal
to
some degree.
Holy cow! Yeah, he doesn't care about all the bodyguards and the fanfare.
He might want to start though.
Big mansions and
the way people are getting out there trying to shoot people these days. He might want.
Someone's always looking to be a martyr.
Yeah, of course they are.
No doubt about it.
Wayne Robinson, good morning, brother. And glad to see you on here.
Yeah, so a lot of changes coming up. A lot of people are now pulling the reins on the all electrification by 2035. Some manufactured by 2050. All of that is going by the wayside, which it should. I still can't wrap my brain around why we have 535 people in Congress thinking they know what's right for the American people. And that's one thing I wish they would quit saying. The American people, no, you're not there for the American people. You're there for your own personal gain, your insider trading, all the great things that you get to do to go into Congress and come out a multi-millionaire. because we know it's not about the people, or we wouldn't be in the position that we're in. It's all about you and your special interest groups and the lobbyists and everybody else. And if they would leave the auto industry alone, I would still be upset, but not as upset as I am when you're messing with the largest employer in the world, and the American people, 98% don't want electric cars. Or if they do, they want the infrastructure ready, which is going to take another 10 to 15 years to create the right infrastructure, especially when up north you got that charging station. It was $1 billion for 4 charging stations. You can Google it and check it out. It's for real. And they got all this money. They didn't know what to do, so they just built 4 stations. So that would be $250 million a station. And so Elon Musk says, hey, just turn it over to me. I'll take care of this. Wait till you see this dog coming down the street.
Where is? Oh my gosh, it's a horse. It's not a dog.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ride him?
Yeah. So
yourself
the big thing is going to be the infrastructure, and I think that electric cars, if the prices were right, would probably be consumers' third vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a primary. Because,
well, I think
we're not set up for it.
I think it would have its purpose, but I think it would be a good senior car if people are not going to work every day and they may go to groceries and they're not far from the grocery store, from their church, and little things like that.
Yeah.
I could see that as an advantage. And, but people they're too fearful of going too far out. They just, how many times you've heard that from people? I liked it, this, that, and the other, but I kept looking at the energy of the car and got spooky. That's, what are you going to do?
Well, I got to tell you, I've been out driving all the electric vehicles. I've driven all but the hypercars. I haven't driven any of those. I know Porsche's got theirs coming out. Ferrari's got theirs coming out. Lamborghini's got theirs coming out. And I'll probably drive the Porsche. The other ones I really don't care about. Not in my wheelhouse, but pull the reins on that whole deal and continue to because every time that money's loaned or that money's put up, all these investments are made with the American dollar. They failed. I mean, go back and look at everyone that's and they talked to Elon Musk about, you borrowed money from took out the loan on Tesla. He goes, yeah, I paid it back in a short amount of time with the whole amount of interest. They're trying to corner him, going, well, hey, if you're so wealthy, why'd you need the loan? He goes, well, hang on. But I leveraged and I paid it off sooner with all the money back. So what's the problem? They didn't have an answer for that. I mean, he's a smart businessman. Now he doesn't need any money. He's off and running, doing his own thing, and bought Twitter and what do they call that now?
X.
Yeah, that's kind of unique. But anyway, I don't do it. I don't do any of that. Instagram, Twitter, I don't do any of that stuff.
We got people tuned in. Michael Anthony, he's from Pittsburgh. Good friend up there. Good morning. Billy Taylor, good morning. He says, good morning, guys. Thank y'all for popping on with us this morning as we talk automobile stuff here on the Automotive Edge radio show and social media sites.
Well, we got Will Sakala and his son up in Pittsburgh. They flew out yesterday. They're going to the Steeler game. And
who are they playing?
I don't know. Don't really care.
we don't even care who the Cowboys are playing now.
No, we don't. Luckily I've got a study tomorrow at 5:00, so I may watch a quarter or whatever, and then head off to the study.
They got the Ravens though, don't they?
Yeah, they got the Ravens.
Yeah, that may not be
here.
Either.
And the whooping they got the other day broke their 16 home game winning streak, and then they've got to go to New York and play the Giants on Thursday. And buddy of mine called and goes, hey, I'll buy us tickets and we'll fly them, go to the Giants game. I said, find somebody else.
Don't blame you.
Not going. And it's not about going to New York. I love New York. I'd go to I've been to Giants games before. Great time, great fans, great crowd. Their tailgating is second to none.
You saw my little text I sent you with my buddy up in New Jersey?
Oh yeah, that was great. That was great. Say hi to Bo.
Yeah, I'll say hi to my friend Bo Carver.
Yeah, big Jets fan.
I know he's been a season ticket guy for years and years and years, and he's so excited. Well, he was very excited about last year.
Well, there he is. Hello from the Burr. Will, who are the Steelers playing Sunday?
Hey, Will. Good morning.
Not that we're really concerned with that, but since
really,
you joined us,
we don't really care. We just want to know.
Are the Steelers playing USC or Boston College, or who the Steelers playing? I know they're playing one of them. You know what Sakala's doing right now?
Probably eating one of those sandwiches.
No, he's down there buying more memorabilia. I'm telling you, he could open up his own shop.
He probably will for it.
I didn't know that somebody bought so much of their team's memorabilia than him.
Well, he's a fan.
But I got to tell you, when you're walking in downtown Pittsburgh, everybody's selling Pittsburgh stuff. You don't see that here in Dallas.
They're playing the Chargers.
Yeah, unless Jerry Jones is making the money cut from each one of them, you won't see what you'll see in these other towns where I bet there is 40, 50 places in that one place we went to have breakfast.
He said he's headed to the Strip District right now.
Oh, no doubt he is. He's going to have to get a separate suitcase for all that stuff he buys.
Is that where all this memorabilia is?
Oh, yeah. And then you go down there, they got this eggs and mayonnaise potatoes.
Well, that's what I was saying. They probably going to that place to eat.
Man.
Is that where it is? That place?
Yeah, and it's incredible. And everywhere you go, both sides of the street, they've got more Pittsburgh stuff sitting out for you to buy than you could imagine. Then you walk in, it's 20-foot ceilings, and it's all the way up there. They got the big old metal hooks to reach up there and pull it off. And then this lady goes, "Come on upstairs. We got the older stuff upstairs." That's
cool.
And you go up this incline that you got to hold on, and you get up there, and it's good old school, and you don't see that here.
Right.
You go to so many other towns.
Well, it's a classic town. I mean, it's an old town. It's been around a while. So you have that nostalgia there that you don't have like in Dallas.
Yep. He's headed to Pamela's. That's where they have the good breakfast. And then we go to this place called Pamani's, one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, this thing is just incredible. And I said, "Where's the restroom?" He goes, "Open that door." And it's a straight shot down below the city.
Oh, wow.
You look down, and you're going, you talk about sketchy, but, that's, part of the nostalgia of Pittsburgh. I'd go back in a heartbeat. So, no problem. Yeah, I guess the University of Pittsburgh plays at the same stadium.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you go in the locker, there's 2 locker rooms, one for Pitt and one for the Steelers.
Well, they're playing Chargers, and the Chargers are off to a pretty good start, so that might be a little rough day for them tomorrow.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, the way things are going.
Yep.
Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
Toilet bowl.
Well, they paid $250 million to that great quarterback, so there's no reason not to get there.
No doubt. Well, hey, come join me and Bo, and it's going to be here sooner than you know, October 19th. At El Dorado Chevrolet, 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. My buddy Jason Long, Rusty McDonald, Jazz Gill, Mark Welch, the whole group out there. They're going to have, and all this money goes to the Guns and Hoses Foundation for the police and firefighters, the ones that have fallen or injured on the job. And it's a great, great benefit. And they've got the car show. And I got a lot of buddies. I am so impressed how many of my friends are going to be bringing cars out there this year. And the great Ty Gentman will be there this year with his vehicle. Bo and I'll be there live, and then sampling all the barbecue. And it's the it's one of the barbecue competitions that's set up on the tour.
Yeah, it's like
it's the real deal.
A professional. They get. They're out to win. It's points and all that. I mean, it's not just out there for just being, hey, I make barbecue.
Outlaw Barbecue Association.
There you go.
And it's for real. You go out there, and I'm going to tell you what, those guys get there on Thursday, start setting up. Friday, they have the big flatbed trailers. Got all the bands out there, or a band, whoever out there playing. And Saturday, all night, you got them smokers going. and people camping out. I mean, they live, eat, and breathe that barbecue.
I can only imagine the smell.
Oh. So anyway, put that on your calendar. But in the meantime, if it's a Chevy pickup truck, go no further than Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. They got over $13,000 off, over $13,000. And the over is the other incentives and rebates and everything that you qualify for, being a first responder, a college graduate. There's all these different things that you can be a part of. So
we're getting the emergency call. So yeah, be sure and be a part of this Eldorado car show, because it's going to be a really awesome day. Usually it's a very nice day. The temperature is usually just about right. And we'll be out there live doing our broadcast on that Saturday from 8 to noon. And the car show is fantastic. The barbecue, I know, is going to be fantastic.
What Saturday is this?
It is October the 19th.
So I'm not trying to call you out, but how in the world do you know the weather is going to be good that day?
I said it's usually pretty good.
What did you look at all the October 19ths in the last 5 years
Well,
and say, well, they average at about an 80-degree day. That's pretty good.
The last couple 2-3 years we've been there, that's been nice.
Oh, you got
yeah,
lucky.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
He said that you guys are going to have good weather that day.
No, I said it's usually good weather.
He was pretty much promising people a sunny, beautiful
Okay,
day.
I'm gonna
on
call.
We're
October
gonna have that.
19th.
I'll
call it.
Call it. It's going to be
Call
a
it right
beautiful
now.
day.
All right.
Right there.
Well,
Yeah,
God bless. Let's hope it happens.
Well, I wouldn't call anything else and poo-poo the whole deal.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, you should leave your call in there for sure. That's the weather.
We're going to go
definitely-
straight with. We're going to have beautiful weather and raise a lot of money for the Guns and Hoses Foundation.
Right.
You know, one year I sponsored that. And I paid for the jerseys, and my son's football coach was
One of the.
was a chief of was a battalion chief for the fire
Oh,
department.
okay.
And we went out to Texas Stadium and watched a full padded up
I
tackle
remember that.
football game. It was.
They get nasty too, don't they? They don't take
played
a shit.
some football.
And
I was
wasn't it-
impressed.
Wasn't it a lot of the pros, like Roger Staubach and some of those guys were there?
Well,
Or
there was
it
there
just-
was a bunch
teams
of people
from-
on the field, but not actually playing. It was strictly firemen and policemen on the field.
Oh, they
playing.
were actually
Yeah.
playing. Okay,
Yeah, because they were padded up, full helmets, pads,
That's
the whole
sweet.
9 yards.
that's the way it should be.
It's probably really fun for those guys to get to kind of unload and just
Oh,
have
yeah.
fun and
And
chill
they
out.
were from all over. I forgot how many districts were represented, but there was over 100.
Holy
I mean,
cow.
there was a lot of players out
I wonder
there.
how many. What do you call them when you get those scab players? Is that what they call them when you get a guy
Scrubs.
that's not scrubs when they're not really a police or a fireman? A guy, hey man, come on, man, we'll anoint you as a police officer today.
No, everything was legit.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah,
figured that.
all of that stuff, everything was done because everybody's, we're all joking about that. So, they bringing in, all of a sudden Rocket Ismail and he takes off down the field. Nobody can catch him.
Wearing a police outfit.
But yeah, it was all in. They did bring in some, I forgot who the coaches were, but other than that, it was player. But it was so cool because everybody was on one side of the field in the stands cheering them on. And it was wholesome. And then after the game, everybody got to go on the field and raised a bunch of money for the firefighters and the police officers. So anyway, come on out and check it out. But in the meantime, they've got zero APRs. They've got $299 a month leases, no money down, over $13,000 off Chevy Silverados. You got a couple of weeks left. Now that they've lowered the rate, the feds did. Are they going to lower it again anytime soon? We don't know. But we are seeing adjustments from the manufacturers that are going to start happening quickly and help you with the new automobile. But the place, if it's a Chevrolet, let's drive together at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. Jason Long, Rusty McDonald, Jazz Gill, Mark Welch, those are the guys in charge making the decisions. So when you get there, ask for the boss. Ask for Jason Long. Ask for Rusty to come out. Hey, I was listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. Show me one of these trucks you're giving over $13,000 off. And it's a great thing because you get to drive off the lot in equity. Never before. Equity on a vehicle, brand new when you buy it. The place, EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com.
We got Charlie out there in Lubbock. Says good morning, Kurt and Bo. So it's always nice to have have the Lubbock representative.
Yep, we love Charlie. Charlie and I've been buddies since elementary.
Wow.
Yep. Him and Mark Blackburn and Gene Hilliard, Ronnie Bentley, Kim Ball. I mean, I can name them all. Dennis Moore, Billy Harris. I mean, on and on. We all grew up all the way through high school together.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
I've got some really good friends still that I went to, I like first, second grade with. In fact, I had a conversation.
So did y'all do work with a chisel and a tablet?
I had the Big Chief notebook.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Wow, we stepped it up, baby.
Are you kidding me?
And the number 2 pencils.
Right.
That Big Chief, I love that notebook. That was so
Oh,
fun.
man. Yeah, you didn't have a choice but to learn to write that bad boy.
You'd look forward to it.
That's right.
Jason Allison, Hudson Oaks checking in. I think that's Hudson. Is that right? I think it must be Hudson Oaks. Doesn't that sound more right?
Could be because I and you are next to each other on the keyboard.
Yeah, it's probably Hudson Oaks. Well,
Hudson
good morning,
Oaks,
Jason.
We
Thanks
still
for
know
tuning-
where he's at.
we won't upset you too much if it's not.
Okay, I got to tell you, it was announced yesterday. If you're buying a Volkswagen, it is true. That they will not be financing cars anymore. That they're going outside and they're going to have a primary lender, and that primary lender is going to be Wells Fargo.
Wow.
So I got a bunch of people going, hey, what's going to happen with the rate? Well, it's going to be whatever the rate that they come direct financing with the dealer for you, the buyer,
So
buying a
why
Volkswagen.
why are they doing that?
They said they're out of it. It doesn't make any money.
Too much headache. Blah blah blah.
You know, who knows? I think it's a bonehead move. I think the manufacturer should always have enticed incentives for in-house financing for the dealer. And I was kind of shocked. I started reading into it. And even when you read the reason, you're like, wait a minute here. This does not make sense that you guys are not financing cars through VW Financial.
Plus, it's a couple of bonehead moves they've made when they announced, first of all, here that they were going all EV.
Yeah.
That break got hit pretty hard. I think they've changed their mind on that. And then they're doing this. I don't know. That's interesting to me. That they would be doing that stuff. I mean, that's definitely where people would be getting, some special rates and stuff like that on certain vehicles. And now it's up to going to be Wells Fargo. Wow.
Yeah. All of it's going to be their paper. That's going to be their primary lender. And right now, if you go online and you look at what we call OSF, outside financing, the rates are high. So I guess they're going to have some kind of
Deals
special circumvented rates with the dealers to entice them. I just can't see Wells Fargo. Maybe they can. I mean, they can do whatever they want to have zero APR.
Right.
Because, private lending institutions aren't set up for zero.
Correct.
Period.
Right.
So how that's going to work, I don't know. But based on when you look at Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, on and on and on, they don't offer zero APR. They're not in business for that. It's a completely different thing when the manufacturer leverages their P&L to, go zero APR. So with that being said, I don't know how that's going to play out, but I appreciate all the people on my social media that went, is this really true? The old Volkswagen loyalist. I'm going, yeah, you're going to have to find your own financing, but it's not going to be zero APR unless I've never seen a bank do zero APR outside the dealer. So there you go. Let's see here. By the way, stopped at Driver's Edge. Hang on, this they would check.
Well, somebody.
And inconsistent with content this week.
Well, somebody text you something?
Mm-hmm.
He's reading a letter.
Oh.
What was all that?
Well, we got somebody over at a sponsor.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right.
And I appreciate it. I check these all the time, so I apologize once in a while. I jump over on
Getting these text messages.
and just see what they're saying and
This was
what
a
it's
letter.
all about. And yeah.
This is a 5-page letter.
Yeah, people going, hey, what's the deal with so when you go to Driver's Edge Auto Repair, they do a free $35 check it before you buy it. You need to call and make an appointment, but they will check your AC and your different things. But as far as putting products in and products on, there is a fee for that. So I want to clarify that. So they'll check your car out, headlight, taillight, $35, and go, it needs this, this, and this. They'll do the fluid check. And then they do a free AC check to let you know what you may need as far as Freon injection to the system. But the Freon injection is not free. The checkup is, but the installation of liquids, product, parts is not.
Well, I don't know why anybody would think it would be, to be honest with you.
Well, sometimes you got to reinterpret what you say.
I got you. All right. Well, you did. You let them know. But, I mean, just for that price alone, it's worth the trip.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I've had more people that have gone over to, you go to mydriversedge.com, you find a location. And we had a gentleman about a month ago. It needed about $2,300 worth of work.
Right.
And the seller split it with him.
Wow.
So he goes, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll discount the vehicle $1,100. And then he took the vehicle over to Driver's Edge Auto Repair and got it done, and then got the 2-year warranty on it.
How about that?
So, you saved $1,000, and he went over there, and some of the stuff was kind of seasonal, but he got most of it done, put a little money in the car, saved some money, and got a 2-year warranty on it.
That's fantastic.
So there you go. Hey, I want to talk about something real quick. There's a lot of people that are looking for vehicles under 20 grand. And right now at Grapevine Dodge, I'm going to tell you, make the drive right now. If you, your kids, your neighbors, your friends are looking for great quality products under 20 grand, under 18 grand, under 15 grand. Nice cars. Check this out. A 2021 Kicks, 2021, 52,000 miles, $14,900. Can't go wrong. A 2021 Chevy Trax, $16,000. And it goes on. I'm sitting here looking at these prices. I'm telling you, they've got a, get this, 2022 Nissan Altima, $17,800. Another 2022 Nissan Altima, one's black, one's silver, $17,800. I mean, these are nice cars. They got a 2022 Honda Kona, $18,000. A 2021 Jeep Compass, 80th Special Edition, $18,000. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a deal on cars under 20,000, under 19, under 18, under all the way down to $15,000 that are newer models, we're talking 2021 or newer, go to grapevine-dodge.com and take a look at them. That's grapevine-dodge.com and take a look at these things. That is the ultimate hotspot. So the hotspot right now for vehicles, 20 to 25,000. The super hotspot is under $20,000 that are good, clean, quality cars. And so see my buddy Shane. That is Shane at Grapevine Dodge, and take a look at these cars. I mean, these are great kids' cars, are great personal cars. When you look at Altimas that they're pricing at that price, I'm telling you, that's a must see. You can run around and the average car that they're stocking in is well north of $23,000. Average selling price last month was, I think, it dropped a little bit, 26.5, and it was 27.4. And so
that's average for used cars, right?
Yeah. And so when you're finding those good quality used cars under $20,000, shazam! I mean, that's the deal. So Grapevine Dodge, as for Shane, just go to grapevine-dodge.com. I've got them up here on the screen. That Honda Kona, that's not a base model either. That's a nice looking rig. It's at turquoise, has the nice rally wheels on it. These are some smoking deals on these vehicles. And I was over there the other day, and I'm walking the inventory. I'm going, why are these cars still here? As I'm walking around looking at most of these cars that are all over the lots, I'm going, guys, why are we not advertising and talking about these? So I told them, hey, I'm going to take the whole list and run with it. But that Nissan Kicks, 52,000 miles for $14,900, that is a steal. When I looked at MMR, which is Manheim Market Report on that vehicle, and MMR was almost $17,000.
How about that?
And they got that thing in there for $15,000. That's a buy. Go to grapevinedodge.com. That's grapevinedodge.com. Get all the details and see my buddy Shane. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. And I'm telling you, that's a deal for September. This pre-owned cars that they have over at Grapevine Dodge. So, yeah, in Q2, get this. The average used car payment was $525 a month.
Yeah.
What do you think the average term was?
48 months.
67.4 months.
Oh, wow.
What do you think the average interest rate was?
Probably 8.5.
12%.
Man, I'm way off. I'm all over the map compared to that.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. So, and the thing is that they're not borrowing as much money. So a lot of times when you're talking to the consumer and you talk 125%, they'll finance 125% or 118%. That means 18 or 25% over the value of the car based on your credit score. So I used to have banks that carry 140%, 145% based on your credit.
Right.
And so now you've got that part is coming down because people are paying more money down than they were before.
You still think they're doing that now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the rates are higher. Yeah, people are, they're not financing their TT&L. A lot of them are asking what's going on with interest rates. They want to negotiate the best price they can, and nobody's going in going, hey, roll everything into the note. They're not finding most people. When I talk to the dealers, and I hit, I think 11 dealers last week, they're not seeing people financing the whole kit and caboodle. They're putting money down, and he said 99% of them are paying TT&L.
Well, that's probably a good thing. Anyway.
Yeah, a little bit different turn of events where the average new car is coming in at right at $46,000. Average interest rate on new was 7.2%.
Wow.
And so the feds came in recently and then dumped the rate a half a point, which I thought was going to be a quarter point. Half a point was absolutely fantastic because that dropped the housing market to prime at 6.20.
All right.
And so hopefully we'll be up and running where we can get Harmon on board to talk to us about what's going on in the home market.
We got Psycho Dave saying howdy. Good morning to you, Dave Martin. The Psycho.
Dave is a psycho, but a good psycho.
Oh, he's the best. There's nobody better than Dave
Martin. So if you got some comments, want to know anything about the auto industry, where to go, who to see, what to do, or our thoughts, let us know. Good morning to Mark McCormick, my brother from another mother.
Good morning, Ralph Paul.
And Ralph, I just got a text message, and it says, tell your CBD guy is the real deal. He runs a fantastic store there. His employees are amazing, extremely knowledgeable about their pure, all upper caps, pure products. So Scott just sent that message. Tell your CBD guy he is the real deal. And we knew that already. Ralph is the real deal. So for everybody that's tuned in, there is problems back in studio.
On our radio station.
Yeah, on 1190 KFXR and all the streaming with 1190 KFXR, they had a problem with the brick unit. And so that system's down. And so we're trying to let everybody know that we're live on social media today. And
the brick unit, to explain what that is we do a lot of outward shows. Like we're in the home studio today, but we do a lot of live remotes at dealerships and everything. And the unit we have ties into the unit at the radio station, which makes the connection to where no matter where we are, we're on radio and all the streaming for iHeart. But that unit is wackadoodle dude. And so we're just now on social media today, and we appreciate y'all tuning in and like and share the show so people know that we're here today. And we're on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're on Shifting Gears Facebook page. We're on both of my personal pages, Don Carver. We're on Kurt Chase's personal page. We're on LinkedIn on Kurt Chase's page, and YouTube on the Automotive Edge Radio Show YouTube page. So we're still here. Got a lot of people tuned in on our social media sites. We do appreciate that. But like and share so people know that we're still doing something today to help everybody out there.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube page. We're trying to get those numbers up. And when you subscribe to the YouTube page and then you share that, more people will, because there's a lot of people out running around trying to acquire vehicles right now that are in not such a good shape. And I met with a bunch of them this week, and I've driven away just scratching my head on a couple of them going, why?
What'd you do?
Why did that happen? And then they say, well, by the look on your face, it looks like I need help. And I went, well, you need more than help. And I'm not that guy, because you've already signed the paperwork and taken the vehicle home. So there's nothing I can do for you.
Well, I think in this day and age, it's really important because there's so many things that are changing so drastically, so quick. And if you think that buying the vehicle today is similar to what it was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, you're making a drastic mistake, because there's so many things that are happening in your trades, and the dealers are buying your cars without you even buying one from them. You need to know how much that should be and what that's bringing to you, so you don't lose money there. There's deals that are being made with a lot of our sponsors and stuff, that you could really get a good deal by going to the automotiveedge.com and just clicking on Ask Kurt, put your number there, and say, hey, I got a few questions to help me. So do this pre-purchase. It doesn't cost you anything. So why would you not take advantage of that? Just do it. Just like the old Nike signal. Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. And the money you might be saving and the deal you might be making, it could save you over a period of time boatloads of money.
No doubt about it. And the problem is that when people say something to me, and I was looking at this family's contracts, they bought 2 vehicles, and he goes, I know we should have talked to you first, but, and I'm going, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a good move.
And everybody still resorts back to, we have that 72-hour law. I'm going, do you know what that means? But a lot of people don't.
First of all,
they
there's
just
no
think
such thing.
there is.
Okay.
Yeah, there is. So the 72-hour law in the auto industry works if, in fact, you were there medicated, intoxicated.
Well, I guess that's what you need to do before you buy a car, so you have a way out.
Or you left without all your paperwork and knowledge of anything in a new car. You can bring them back and go, hey, that's 72 hours. And you know what? A lot of times they put you out on a BVA or a BCA, which is a barred vehicle or barred car agreement, depending on how
which means that the deal has not been approved by the bank yet, right?
That's correct. And then you can go back and go, okay, deal off. Here's your car. But when you sign everything, Bo comes in and he signs everything, press hard 3 copies, everything signed and done.
And I don't have alcohol on my breath.
And it's done. And Bo takes it home, and I hand him this envelope, and it's got all the paperwork in it. He hands me the key to his trade. I hand him the keys to the new car. You sign off on the delivery. You're an owner. Bada
bing, bada bang. It's over.
Yeah. That
72 hours don't mean squat then, does it?
I could have had a V8 moment. It's too late.
Right.
And so, the dad's standing there, and everybody went in the house, the kiddos and the mom. He goes, how bad is it? And I went, buddy, it doesn't matter at this point. He said, well, it does. I said, what are you going to do? If I give you a number that you're 20 grand upside down between the both of them, what are you going to do? I mean, you still got twins here driving cars that they need to be in and travel. What am I going to do? Well, how am I going to change your mind? So anyway, be proactive, not reactive. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. Let me call you and say, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what the reality of this is. And with the rates coming down and the inventory really high, I think there are about 2.93 million cars available for sale. The buyer's market's picking up very, very quickly. And here's the bigger thing. Trade-ins are still at an all-time low because you've got almost 2 million lease cars that are not coming back in the market. People went down and refinanced them with their own bank. They're keeping them. They bought it for the residual, and they're not turning that car in. And you're talking about 2 million trade-ins, just minimal, plus everybody that's holding on the cars. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the time.
Of course.
12 years.
Right.
What does that do? Well, it drives up that pool even more. So remember, pre-owned always sells almost 3-to-1 to new.
Every year.
Every year. So they're saying the SARS, which is the sales annual adjusted rate, on how they're saying it's around 15.3, 15.4, and they're still expecting 43, 44 million pre-owned cars to be sold. And when that pool starts drying up, what does it do? It raises the value of yours. It drives the auction prices. So it really is a good time to trade if you got a decent automobile.
Or to just sell. I mean, if you decide you have 2 or 3 cars and you just need to get rid of one or whatever, then they'll buy it from you. You don't have to trade it either.
Hey, did you see some guy run up on my porch?
That's a delivery guy, FedEx.
That was quick.
I was ready though.
Yeah.
What you said a while ago.
Yeah.
What they were doing.
Get a gun.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Be careful answering your door. I'll just tell you this quick tip. They have this Venezuelan gang that are knocking on the door with Amazon or whatever delivery shirts, and you open the door and there's 2 more hanging around the corner, and they just show them running in these houses.
They just flood your house.
Yeah, I've got a camera on my door, and I told my wife under no circumstances, even if I'm here, do you answer that door?
I agree.
Don't answer it. And so for me, I turn on the Ring camera and I turn on the volume. Hey, what's going on? What do you need? And
we're here to rob your house. Could you please open the door?
Yeah. I got 2 buddies around the corner. You can't see them, but you're fixing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, different times. But anyway, used car, when I talk to the dealers, they can't get enough of them. And when they're going to the auction, a buddy of mine was telling me he was out there last week and he bought a dozen cars, all of them over $1,000 over MMR, which is Manheim Market Report. So they're paying $1,000 too much
because there's not enough of them. So
right, and then bringing them back and paying on average $2,500 to $2,800 to recondition it. Now that's $3,800 in the car, and then you put in all the marketing and everything. Then you have to mark the car up and then hope that balance to finance will work with the portfolio of the bank. That's why they want to trade in. They can take a look at your car and go, wow, this car right here, I'm going to need to put $1,000 in it, $1,500, $1,200, whatever that number is. Here's the money I'll give you your
Plus,
car.
they see you. They see what kind of person you are. They know that, hey, this person's probably taking pretty good care of this car, and it looks good. And they run it through their little, their what do they call it when they look it over? And yeah, it's going to be good. And then you come out, they come out. So it's a win-win.
So Mark McCormick says something like a Sig Sauer P320.
Yeah.
17 rounds. Tell them hello and come on in.
Yeah. Welcome from the neighborhood. Yeah. You're right, Mark. No doubt.
Yeah. But anyway, I saw in the same article, one said, that the pre-owned market, the values have gone up, and the other one said it went down 8%. It was the same company. On the same page, I don't think they caught what they were saying or doing. But I will tell you as a fact that as I'm going to these pre-owned lots and I'm looking around, there is still an extreme demand for your vehicle. Go ahead and sell it if you're looking for the cash, or trade it in, because the rates are coming down. There's a bunch of 0 APR out there right now, but the incentives have picked up another 20%. And so the incentives are good. The rates are coming down, but your trade-in value will make up for a bunch of that. So let's just say that if you take, let's say a 2% rate and you go to a 6% rate, that's on average about $40 a month. So you do that over the year, that's $480 a year. You do that over the 5 years, then you're at, $2,400 in additional interest from where the prime rate used to be. But if you take your trade-in and let's say you're picking up an extra $1,000, $2,000 plus the money that you're saving on the taxes, because you only pay tax on the difference. Boom, that's a good car deal right now.
Yes, sir.
But a lot of people hone in, man, I've never paid 6%. Well, I did. I mean, I can go back to the 80s when I was financing cars. I paid well over 6%. Doesn't make it right, and I understand exactly what you're saying. But when you do the math and you take a look at what the trade-in value is, and if you have a $25,000 car and you're buying a 30, you're only paying taxes on 5,000. So you just picked up another, $2,000 there. And then you pick up the additional money on the value, you're still looking at an old school car deal. But a lot of people go, well, I don't care. I'm just not, because the rates are too high. And that's why they're holding on the cars for 12 years, where it was 9.8, then it went to 10.5, then it went to 11.2, and now it's 12 years. And the other thing, too, is we have the election in less than 50 days right around the corner. And that's going to be another determining factor on how people spend money. So vote smart. Don't vote on emotion, but vote smart, and everything will be just so hunky-dory, because I know if Trump wins, things are going to change. They're going to open up the pipeline. Because remember, once you're independent, everybody in the country prospers. Everybody. Gas prices go down. What does that mean? It means delivering groceries to the grocery stores, it goes down. What does that mean? More people are getting out and they're spending money, and commerce just starts picking up. It works hand in hand. So I agree. Some things that come out of people's mouths shouldn't be said, but when I look at my bottom line and what it was 5 years ago to now, no question about it. And the biggest effect it's going to have is the auto industry, because it's the largest employer in the world. When you look at everything it takes to make the auto industry work, there's nothing even close. People say, what about medical? No, it's not even close. Not even close. There's a lot. I mean, people get sick more times than they buy cars, no doubt about it. But we need them pumping oil out of the great United States.
Well, Mark McCormick says it's simple economics, and that's a good way to look at it when you want to figure that, the way things have been. I think that's the whole kicker right there. Just look what we've been through the last 3.5 years with our economics and how expensive things are.
No, Bidenomics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so the thing about it is, people say, well, it doesn't matter. I just don't like him. I'm going, my gosh. And what does your bank account say? What does your income say? What does your expenditure say? And I've said that too. When I have people, you know what he said the other day? I know, I heard it. Don't care. I want results. I don't care how we get there. Kick, scream, just like your kids in the grocery store. If they screamed and hollered enough, you're going to hand them something. Well, we don't like to hear that noise, but the noise is there. But what happens to the bottom line? And for me, as I go around, I see all these salespeople.
Well, there is a lot of noise from the other one too, so don't leave that out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, they have a stencil right now that they're following until there's change, and we need to create that change. And I think it was 46 days left until that time comes, and let's make the difference. Let's make the difference, and then realize that after 4 years, let's hand the torch to the next person that's going to make a difference, where we're putting America first. You don't want these factories shutting down. You don't want them to quit building cars, because what does that do? It's going to raise everything head over heels again, where the average cost of a car goes through the roof, and then the manufacturers are in trouble. And if you back up, 18 years ago? Well, longer than that. 16 years ago, they bailed out the big three.
Right.
Ford, Chrysler, and
I see
GM.
that maybe happening again, to be honest with you.
And so if we're oil independent, that'll never happen. When we tell the American people that you go out and buy what you want and pick what you want and decide what you want, let the market delegate what people build and sell, we're back to free enterprise. But when you have people saying, we're looking out for the best interest of the American people and the global warming, run. They're not. They're not. What did Reagan say? When you hear The government is here to help run.
Mm-hmm.
Run. They're supposed to be managing our money and taking care of all the situations that we need, and that's really not what's going on. And so let's make a decision. But if more people would get involved and stop with all the hating, I've never heard so much hate in my life. I mean, I got family in California that, man, they just turned it up a notch. I got family up in New York that just went cuckoo, cuckoo. I don't get it. And I just tell them, I look at the auto industry. You can look at whatever industry you want. For me, how do we make the auto industry great again? And let's stop all the electrical mandates. Let's stop with all the crazy cafes. Let's stop forcing people to remember when my dad used to make me eat Brussels sprouts? Well, I got to the point where I didn't have to eat Brussels sprouts anymore, and I'll never eat them again.
I'm going to make you some one day and bring it.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You better bring all your guns. Yesterday I was eating lunch. You know what? I took all the strawberries out of my fruit salad.
I know.
My buddy goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I can't stand strawberries. You want them?" I gobbled them up.
I love strawberries.
We need that free choice, not to walk in and go, "You have to have this."
Well,
what was one of the best slogans of any fast food or business out there?
It's been quite a few. Where's the beef?
No. Have it your way.
Yeah.
Have it your way at
McDonald's.
Burger King. No, not me.
Oh, you get that Big Mac there, don't you?
Wow, Bo, I thought you were just going to just chime right on in.
Well,
you just jumped right off in that car with Ronald, didn't you?
No doubt. But when you see that,
and that song changed everything.
Yeah.
If you think about it, people are going in. Remember, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. That was their big thing, and so it just worked. And then everybody started going, "Okay, how do you want your sandwich? What do you want?" Because usually you went, "I want a cheeseburger," and then you had to pick all the onions off or the tomatoes off.
Just be way.
Yeah, Burger King said, "Okay, you know what? That needs to be the new slogan: have it your way, legally, by the law, but have it your way."
Well, we've seen
that's what we need.
We've seen that the push for the Green New Deal with these EVs,
like the push with Eagles,
they're not
push it on in.
It's
shove it down their throat.
It's not happening. I mean, the last count that you had told me was it's like 100 and some odd days that they're setting on the lots, these EVs.
Oh, they're well over 100 days. If you go across the board, 168 days.
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew it was over.
And here's the thing: the dealers are paying interest on that.
So see,
they're not selling cars that they're writing checks for.
Right. So everybody's hurting because of that. Not that it's helping, and those are the kind of things that we need to get away from. And that's an important factor when it comes to election time. If you don't want that stuff to continue, you might want to make the right trigger.
What's sad is, Bo, I want you to jump in the fire, and I'm mandating you jump in the fire, but I'm going to get burned. Have you ever jumped in the fire? That's not important. Jump in the fire. Yeah. It's like when they asked everybody, when they were, bullying about the electric, and the guy goes, "Do you drive an electric?" That's not important. Well, that's a no. If I'm driving electric, oh yeah, I do have an electric vehicle.
That's a no.
Well, I have to be in a Suburban with security. Oh, okay. Really? But I should drive an electric car so you can drive give me a break. Stop all the madness. Vote the right person in, not personalities, not charisma, not what comes, but the person that's really, really, really going to turn this thing back around the way it needs to be. And if everybody will get out and vote, and then we hold them accountable and not be in fear of our own government, things are going to change.
Charles Dave says, a Whataburger always does it your way. Just tell them how you want it. That's right.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with Whataburger, brother.
Broke my heart Whataburger got sold.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah. That big Chicago conglomerate. Remember TJ Watts trying to put all that thing together and buy it?
Right. It didn't happen.
Yeah, and then they were concerned about Dairy Queen, but Dairy Queen's still local. But, Whataburger got sold. Or maybe out of Kansas City. Anyway, somewhere up north, that big conglomerate bought them. And TJ Watts was upset about it. Or JJ
I'm upset
Watts.
about it, too.
Huh?
I hope it doesn't change. Sometimes
It
they
had.
do.
I mean, you just can't beat a Whataburger.
No.
There's a lot of good burgers out there, but man, when it comes to that one, will always be good.
Well, especially when you go like, okay, well, there's probably a Whataburger kind of close, so I don't have to go out of the way to, Keller's or someplace like that to get your burger. You just go through that Whataburger and get the way you want it. Like he says, there's all kinds of ways you can get your Whataburger.
I see. There's one burger when we were doing the burger bash that really stood out, and that was the Rusty Beagle.
I was a
They
good
had
burger.
a good
wasn't
burger.
it? Yes, it was.
And then that OC burger was my second.
Yeah.
We need to do that again. We need to do a holiday bow bash.
Bo's Burger Bash holiday special.
Yeah, find a place and do a bow bash.
There you go.
Would you sing?
Sure, I'll sing.
I see your buddy Clint's, man. He's playing a lot right now.
He's all going all over the place, doing great.
Him and his daughter, Dixie.
Opened for Trace Atkins a couple weeks ago, and I
Yep.
guess that's kind of put some fire under him. A lot of things kicking in, so that's great.
And he told me I can join him anytime.
He did.
He did.
Let's call him up and ask him if he's said
Call
that.
Get him on. I'm going to tell you, you text him right now. If you join, so he'll tell you I can come sing
I
with
know
him.
he said that.
It's a big old boy, too. You want his approval before you do anything.
definitely want his approval before you even move.
That's amazing. Hands that big can play guitar because he got some paws on him.
And the voice is so smooth too. It's just really great talent there. And
So he sings a song, Show Me Your Tips, TIPS.
right.
And man, when he sang that song, everybody was dying laughing,
Mhm.
not realizing what he was saying. And he wrote that song himself.
Yeah, you finally get it though when you
Yeah.
start listening to it. But
Yeah, but like you said, you see that big old boy and you're waiting for this big burly voice to come out. And man, he can sing.
well, he sang that song at the Trace Atkins concert, and he said the people went nuts. It's
Did he
just a
sing
fun.
it?
Yeah, it's a funny song.
He sung it at
Yeah.
Tracy. Oh, nice. Oh, I bet. That's one of those old,
That's one of those
like
ones.
every time you sing Garth Brooks, that
Friends in Low Places, yeah.
Same thing. Well, hey, there's a new Corvette coming out. Did I tell you?
Yours
A new Corvette.
was not the Z06.
Oh, no. Guess what they're going to call this one?
10.
Well, the name is up there. They haven't confirmed it. Zorro.
Ooh. Somebody's getting a
they
little nasty
expect,
up there, huh?
The Zorro to pair the 01's twin turbo 5.8 V8 with the Corvette E-Race hybrid system, estimated at $200,000. But get this puppy. Now, here, let me back up just a second. What does Charlie say? Yeah, but Keller has to be in the. Oh, yeah,
No,
you
no,
know
that's
it, buddy.
number one. We know that.
Yeah, that Keller number 5. You couldn't have said any better. You can't beat that. With a beer and some tater tots.
Graham didn't think so, though.
He's young. He
gave that.
His taste buds have
He
not
said
matured.
it maybe the top 5 even.
Yeah, his taste buds haven't matured.
He just didn't get it.
He's not a beef connoisseur.
Oh, is that my problem?
Yeah,
It's ignorance. That's why I didn't like the burger.
it's no, it's not ignorance. It's just that your taste buds haven't matured yet.
Oh, they're not fully developed yet.
Yeah,
Is
they
that like-
will. Here in a couple of years, you and I'll go back and you go, my gosh, I can't believe I missed it.
Well,
How'd I miss it that bad?
the one thing he's going to be really excited about or shocked at is when he goes back and those ladies are still working. In 15 years, he goes, hey, I remember you when I was here, and they're already 80.
My wife said, how come you've never taken me over there? Do I need a gun? A little sketchy. Both got guns.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a great burger, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Matt, man, that one lady was hot and heavy for Matt.
Yeah, she was laying in the back seat with him almost. I was going, move over.
All right. So before I get to the new Zorro Corvette, here's the thing. A standard Corvette, 495 horsepower, 0-60, 2.9 seconds, a standard out of factory, 194 mile an hour track speed. Okay. Then you go to the E-Ray, 655 horsepower, 0-60, 2.5 seconds, 104,000. Then you go to the Z06, which is actually a little slower than the E-Ray by 1/10 of a second, 2.60 to 60. $110,000 MSRP for a package 1.
Wow.
This one here's got 1,224 horsepower.
Wow.
1,224 horsepower in a Corvette. You talking about burning up some track.
No joke. Wow.
So a buddy of mine asked me, we were talking the other day, I said, you hear about the new Zorro? And supposedly that's going to be the name. Right now that's a name that
I like it though.
That Chevy owns. And,
I like it though.
You look at a lot of their names are all pre-owned names that are coming out. He goes, would you drive that car? And I went, no, I've got no need for that much.
It's almost too much.
I mean, if it was a dead run, there's a place my boys took me for Father's Day over, I'm trying to remember the town, and they have a track set up, and you pay, I think it was like $250, but you got to pick from a Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes,
their cars
AMG,
were already there, right?
And so there was 3 levels of cars. And then on the far side, I kept seeing all these big trucks and trailers go by. So what's that? And they said that's called the rich man's drag strip. And they get to bring whatever and drag these things down.
Wow.
I would do that, but I mean, I wouldn't jump on that, just floor that thing to see what it would do. I would be that progressive where I'm feeling good about what I'm doing. I mean, you got to figure 1,224 horsepower in a car that size.
Like a plane taking off in a
I'm
jet.
telling you, that's some serious driving. And that's where a lot of people are buying these cars.
Well, you say you have no need for it, but you don't have a need for a pickup truck.
Well, the
You
problem
got
is
that.
when you get the
Yeah, but that pickup truck doesn't, you got 300 horsepower.
well, he can also drive it. I mean,
That's
there's a
true.
lot of people you put in a 1,200 horsepower vehicle, and that's a suicide sentence right there.
I mean, you just think about that car. If you touch the gas to get it started and don't touch the gas pedal, shortly you will be speeding without accelerating.
Just putting in gear and going, huh?
You're putting it in gear and letting off the brake. Eventually, you're going
Might
to
be
be
both
speeding.
squealing some tires doing that.
It's just absolutely incredible.
Way too
but,
much.
Yeah, they're supposed to announce the build on that. But
I do like the Zorro though.
yeah, so you figure the Z06, I'm sorry, the ZR1 came out with 1,064, and now they're jumping that up to 1,224. I'm going.
And
I mean, you're up there with Bugattis and the McLaren F1. I mean, you're there with the elite horsepower automobiles.
and people want to get away from muscle cars.
Not going to happen.
They're just making them stronger and stronger is what they're doing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to drive it, but I wouldn't want to take it on a course just to see what it would do. I'd want to be just on a dead run. I would take it out to TMS, come out of turn 1 and romp that thing, and then just let it go.
And you feel like you're on the kind of rubbing your elbow nearly on the concrete.
Yeah,
That slant.
I'll never forget my good buddy Bob, God rest his soul. When I'm in my Corvette, I pull up and I just bought a Laguna Blue one. I'm sitting in pit row. I just pulled up the pit row and they were doing this. They were doing the Z06s, the Stingrays, and then the classics. And it was like 16 or 18 to a run. But there was hundreds, like 400 or 500 Corvettes out there. So I'm sitting in my car and I said, okay, I'm going to take the top off and enjoy this. And I looked straight ahead and I looked at turn 1. I went, oh no. He goes, are you okay? I went, oh. I said, look, I'm going to pull out. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, I'm out on it. So he goes, what? And I said, how does that car make that turn?
Yeah.
So he jumps in the car. He goes, come on, I'll go with you. I'm like, no, I'm not going.
With the top down too.
I got the top off because it's a whole top.
I'm off. I'm
packed in the back.
Right.
I figured, okay, I'm gonna crank up some disco and just have a time of it. And I said, what's top speed? He goes, yeah, you can get in the 140s,
On that
150s.
turn?
What they do is they put a pace car in front of you, and then everybody has their radio on the same station.
Okay.
And the one guy, he's got this CB or whatever, and he goes, oh, wait. And so they're letting the pace car get ahead because pace car doesn't slow down.
I got you.
And he goes, go, go, go. And then everybody just nails it. And, Z06s, obviously, they pull away from
Right.
everybody. And so I'm looking at that turn, and he goes, look, you got to give it some gas. Man, I've got white knuckles. I got a death grip on that steering wheel. I'm going. And so I hit it, and I hit this thing. I'm at about 65, and I'm trying not to look down, but I can see it's like
right
you're looking
there.
straight down. I'm going.
You'd rub your elbow on the ground, wouldn't you?
You know those guys, the Ducati racers, where you see them going around the turn
Oh,
on
yeah.
their knee? That's what I felt like in my car. But then I come out of turn one and you hear go, go, go. Man, I hit that thing and I went to 148 and man, I'm like, this was the deal. So they give you 6 laps and then you park. And then he goes, hey, one thing you don't want to do is keep doing this. I said, why not? And he goes, buddy, you're going to be out of tires.
Yeah, the tires are going to be gone, right?
After about 30 laps, your tires are going to need to be replaced. And so I called buddy of mine. I said, hey, what are these tires cost? Because I've never owned a Corvette before.
All right.
I was like, whoa. So I did
$3,000?
A little more. And so if you had run flats.
Okay.
And so anyway, I did 2 more trips around and then I got off the track. And there's a guy there checking the tires. They had gas and everything out there. And it's part of the Lone Star Corvette Club.
Okay, right? Cool.
And so he goes, are you done? I said, yeah. And he goes, how many times you go? I said, 3. He goes, smart man. He goes, all these people in their new Corvettes, they have no clue what they're doing.
Their tires are going to be down to nothing.
The next year when we went out there was people that brought an extra set of tires.
Wow, there you go.
So the tires that they replaced, they brought to be on the track.
Ah, that's
and
smart.
there was a guy out there, I think for like $100 or whatever, he put your tires out for you, and put them to the side. So when you were done, you put but everybody was at the dinner going, man, I tore them tires up. Man, I can't believe how my tires are out around, because on the track, I guess there has to be different air pressures. I don't know if they're all the same, because when you hit that turn, I mean, it's amazing.
Especially that speed and those angles like that.
And how fast are the NASCARs going?
About 200.
They can max it 205,
so
right?
Have you been on the track before?
I've not. Yes, I have been on the track. I rode when I did. I went with the company and drove a limo bus for a company. I don't even remember the company, but they went out there to do that on the track.
Would they have Andretti experience or something?
Yeah,
like
whatever that was. And so I was there, and I was in my my black suit and tie, and the lady that was overseeing all that, she goes, hey, would you like to be a part of this? I said, what? Are you serious? She said, yeah, come on, get us in line. We got it covered. So I'm going like, this is insane. So I get in the car and we take off, and I don't even remember going around. It was so fast. My eyes couldn't even adjust. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it was so crazy that it was so fast.
NASCAR's average 180 to 185,
on the
but
track.
when they get to longer stretches like Daytona and Talladega, they get up to like 205 pretty often. So 200.
That's
they
fast.
have that opened up limousine with that big motor that they take around the track with a bunch of people in. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's a limousine that's got 4 rows of seats, and then the driver, and each row has 3 people.
And they're getting
and
it
he's
on?
flying around that track, and it's all open. It's not
wow.
enclosed. It's open. And
No way.
and the buddy goes, you want to get on that? I said, let me think for a second. No, I can't. If I'm going to go fast, I'm driving.
Right.
But I did get in a car with a guy named Randy Kemp, who was a total disaster driving a car. Robert Pierce and his pea green Mustang, he was a horrible driver as well. Mike Pace, my buddy Mike Pace, his dad just got through building this Buick Wildcat.
Wow.
455. This thing was white and red, absolutely gorgeous. So Mike asked his dad, he says, can Kurt and I take it around the block? And Mr. Pace said, yeah, go ahead. So we get in that car, we go down Wood Oak. I'll never get this. This is how well I remember. We go down Wood Oak, we take a left on Pickwick, and then we take a left on Sandy Lane. Mike goes, let's jump on it. And guess what happens?
Stalled out.
St. Bernard comes running out the street, and he hits the St. Bernard.
Oh, wow.
Buddy, I was shocked.
Tore that car up, didn't it?
This lady comes out, man. It had the big old root beer barrel underneath the dogs. Now, I mean, it's just like something out of the movie,
Right.
Beethoven.
Right.
Right. I get out of the car and I'm like freaking out. I take off running. And I lived on Wood Oak, so I went in between these houses. I get home, Mom said, what's going on? I believe this. We're in Mr. Pace's new car, and Mike punched it, and he hit a St. Bernard. And she goes, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
her signature
we go
line
walking up there, and everybody's freaking out. Mike's apologizing. The whole grill and everything's gone on that car. So we walked over to Mr. Pace, and he goes, what happened? There ain't no Mike and no car. We go back around, and I'm telling you, it was just ugly. And the only thing that saved Mike from a lot of trouble was the dog ran out in the street.
Right.
Because he thought, I'm going to see they had the police out there. It was a mess. And he goes, "How fast were you going, son?" Mike goes,
Just
"Well, not very." He goes, "That's a big dog." And yours.
Yeah, he'd already stomped on it, didn't he?
Oh my gosh. And so never again did I let Mike drive.
Well, I don't think a lot of people realize what these animals will do to your vehicle and how dangerous that is. You know, with
I saw my brother's truck after he hit a deer. Oh my!
it's not
God.
pretty, is it?
That's incredible.
Well, I know one thing. You know, these people that hit these, pigs, and
That's a grill guard can change your life.
that will tear.
James will aim for a pig. I mean, my buddy, he'll take one out for fun, and that's the difference a grill guard makes. Is if you don't have one of those, you're ruining your vehicle.
Yeah. Good thing he's got that. But if
he runs into a big old hog, a male that's like a couple hundred pounds, he'll definitely ruin his truck. But he's none the wiser.
Yeah, you see the big old cattle guards they put on those things.
Oh,
and
that's the reason why they have them out in the country, like in Perrin and places like
almost
that.
Everybody does.
They're out all the time, and the hog problem is a big problem. And then the deer, when the fall starts coming around, getting into that time of the year, they're running.
Well, and when you see the sign that says deer crossing, you might want to slow down. I don't know, just thinking out loud.
I just wonder if the deer really knows that that's the access spot.
Well, when you're going down 20 and you're going towards Tyler,
and
I'm trying to think of that town that's there. They have like the most churches per capita, and there's deer signs everywhere. Slow down, my brother. He called him, "Hey, I need a body shop." Why? He goes, "Man, I have to call the game warden. You wouldn't believe what I did to this deer at 65." And I went, "So there are deer signs all over, and you're driving 65 miles an hour. How'd that work for you?"
But that's what they do. People don't really realize that, you know, especially when you get out in the country a little bit, like going to, you know, Tyler or these places like that, or West Texas, going, you know, through that way. I mean, they're out.
Well, you're driving. Think about it. Like, it's early in the morning. You got to get to school. You got to get to work. You've drove the same route the last 300 days.
Not seen nothing.
Well, you've seen some stuff, but no more than you see in your backyard, and nothing's been in the road. And then one day you keep it pumping, and you're going 65, 70 to get to class, and deer comes out right in front of you. And the problem with deer is they like to roll up into your car and bust through your windshield.
Right.
So.
Now, this is going out 20 towards Tyler, Cindy, Maybank, and all them. They're down there off 175. This is going straight out 20 before you get to Tyler. And I've delivered a few vehicles out there. I'm trying to remember the name of that little town. Beautiful town. All those trees, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I want to deliver. Jenna Rouse lives out there in that town. But anyway.
But she's talking about Maybank and all that. That's even a bigger problem because the 175.
Oh, you're talking about where to slow down. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Athens.
Yeah.
My sister used to live in Athens, and she used to live in I can't remember the other place, but they're everywhere.
Well, you know, that's where Curtis Mathis TVs were made, was in Athens.
LaRue. She lived in Athens and then LaRue. But yeah, we're just out in we're going to be heading towards Maybank here in a couple weeks. So yeah, be careful out there driving because is it deer season? When I don't even know when deer season is.
It's not deer season yet.
No, it's like November, isn't it?
Right now, I guess it's dove season because all my buddies been out
shooting.
It's dove and early duck right now.
Yeah, so they've been shooting around my house.
You can shoot small duck and dove.
You can shoot out at your house.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hunt. You hunt duck at our pond. Yeah.
They're
Have you eaten any duck?
No.
I'll go hunt some duck.
Purple Haze won't let me.
I've tried to. She's got ducks there, meat ducks.
A little duck l'orange.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Turducken, we got part of that.
Yeah.
Corsicana, she's asking.
Could you see me knock on the door? Hey, Barbara Ann, I got the chicken and the turkey. Could I get a duck?
Yeah.
How do you think that goes?
I'll bring you a wild mallard. I mean, we get them really often. They're super easy.
Out at the neck of the woods, he's at.
Like Lake Whitney, Lake Aquila, they'll come in like the 1,000 load will come. It's like they'll do a little flyby and they'll just come drop it.
So is there a limit on all that stuff that you can shoot?
6. There's 6 ducks per person.
Huh. Yeah, well, one of these days I'm gonna shoot a gun.
Well, go out with Graham and his buddies. They know how to handle.
Yeah, wake up at 3 a.m. We get out in the swamp and we sit there till lights up, and there's no fun to be had at all in that adventure until you get home and you eat it, and then you realize that it's all worth it.
There you go.
All right, there's a few people that sent in some questions. I want to hit them real quick, and hopefully everybody saw the messages on the Automotive Edge and everything that we're remote today. We had technical difficulty back in studio. One of my buddies that has a radio show sent me a text. He goes, "Thanks a lot for not being on." I guess some people tuned into his show and said, "I'm not on air."
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
Well, we'll risk that for him one day, so we can steal
sooner
some
or
of
later.
his.
I'll get you back to that one. But anyway, so would you buy a car that had over $5,000 in damage? And I'd have to look at the car. And we've talked about this numerous times. I want to see the work order and see if it was all labor charges, not so much part charges.
Well, what was the one you had? How much was that one?
$20,000 in damage.
And it turned out beautiful.
And I still got, and the residual was 19. I got 23 grand for
There
it.
you go. So yeah, what he's getting at is it depends on the circumstance.
But it said damage, no airbags deployed.
Right.
And so a lot of people don't really dig into that. And so for me, I really dig into it to find out, hey, what's going on? What is this all about? And then this car was hit on the left front quarter panel. And so it had $16,000 in damage. And the guy goes, there's no way. So let's check it out. The brain on that thing was $9,000.
Wow.
Just the brain. So you got 16,000. Now we're down to 7,000. And then when we looked at it, it included a tire and a wheel, $1,200. So now we're down to 5,800, and the rest was labor and paint, and prepping.
What do you mean by the brain? The computer
the
of the vehicle?
computer, yeah.
Oh,
When
okay,
it hit, it crushed that OBD2 system.
I gotcha.
And so, you figure 9,000, and just in total parts, you're at 12.2. So what does that leave? At least $4,800 in prep and paint. So how bad a car is it? Well, let's check out how well they did the prep and paint.
Right.
And so I looked at that car and I went, I'd buy this car.
If it's done right.
Yeah, if it's done right.
That's the whole point. But when you, what happens though when the airbags are deployed? Is that something they say that's an automatic? No, it's over with.
No,
because I've heard that before. Once the airbags are deployed, then that means it's a total loss.
No, not true. There have been plenty of cars that you go on to Carfax and look at some of these vehicles, and they say vehicle in accident, airbags deployed, but it's still up there for sale.
Now, do they have to replace the airbags, right?
No doubt. Yeah, you can't tuck them back in. It's
Take
one
it like
and done.
Not like a parachute.
Yeah, it's one.
Why didn't they make it like that? Could be like a parachute. We fall back in, pop the thing.
Well, that'd be nice.
Why didn't we design that?
Well, you got a brainiac child. Maybe him and Zach can get
there
together
you go,
and design
Graham.
that.
Design that. You and Zach get on that, because boy, y'd make $1 billion.
Yeah, it has some kind of air pump system, and then it just kind of pulls it back when it's done. Yeah.
What's wrong with
All
that?
you gotta do is replace the cover.
Well, I think that'd be the great idea. And if it's ever done, I want it to be called the bow bag.
There you go, the bow bag. Nice.
How about that, huh?
You can do. Okay, I think we're on
a roll, baby. We're gonna stop the show so we can go to the design department.
Is recorded,
so we know we said.
So we know that we started that.
Correct.
So if they do come out and they don't take care of Dad, that we're going to take them to court.
We've got to happen.
We'll be in front of Judge Gregory.
There it is, right there. Todd Gentman. Good morning, boys, from downtown Fort Worth. Wheels for Wellness show. How about that?
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, go down there and see Todd down there at the Wheels of Wellness show.
Here you go. Here's a question. It says, is the end of the lease residual negotiable? Absolutely not. They carve that number in stone. They don't negotiate it. They hope they're getting the car back in good shape. For the most part, the manufacturers that did the 8
Why would they want to negotiate? That's because it's really a lot cheaper than what you'd end up buying one for anyway.
Depending.
Well, depending on the state of their vehicle.
Or,
I got it. I see what
miles and condition.
Right. I see what you're saying now. Right.
But if your residual is $21,000 and you call Toyota and go, hey, I've got this RAV4 and the residual is $21,000, they're going to go, okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's 10,000 or 100,000 miles, huh?
Well, it does at the end of term when you go to trade it in.
But if you buy for residual, it's not.
Yeah, if you buy for the residual, it doesn't matter.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if it's 10,000 or 100,000. That's the residual value. But where you'll lose if you buy the residual value and it's got 100,000, you really lose because.
Well, you'll lose even more if you turn it in and pay for.
Oh yeah, so it's better to buy.
64,000 miles.
It's definitely better to buy. You got that kind of miles.
Yeah, if you got a 3-year, 15,000 mile, you're 45, and you got 100,000, you're paying for 60,000 miles times 25
You're going
to
buy that for residual.
You'll buy the residual
for sure.
Or you'll lease another.
But that's a good thing about leasing, though, is that you're not pigeonholed to the point to where that if something like that happens in your life, you get a lease vehicle and something happens. We don't know. Things change. Job people change. They go out and having to do. Maybe they went to work one time where they were working about a mile or two from the house. Now they're 50 miles from the house. I mean, things happen.
Yep.
So, it's still a good thing to be able to have that so you have an out in case.
Graham, unlock the front door, please. Yeah, well, it's just it comes down to condition and miles. So that's how what makes everything work. And but you can't. They don't negotiate the residual. They don't.
Right.
The only thing they do is if they have a problem with the vehicle, and the dealer that goes to auction, and that's where the discounts or whatever come in, or if they sell it to a dealer, and the dealer can negotiate whatever, especially on these short-term leases. And I'll make this real quick. Some of these short-term leases that were 18 months and 2 years, the residuals you'll never. They're not worth what the residuals are. The residuals are much higher than the value. And so they work that out when the cars go to auction and the manufacturers write off the losses. But other than that, they won't negotiate. Because I had a bunch of people that did that 18-month and 2-year lease and said, well, hang on, this thing is so high. Well, yeah, that's why you only paid so much money for such a short a term at 10,000 miles a year. That's why. And so they went ahead and turned it in. I mean, when Nissan did their short-term leases, everybody were having to turn those in because residuals were way higher than the true value of the vehicle.
Cindy says the chemicals that are in the bags, when they explode, can't be put back.
That's correct.
So what does it mean by the chemical?
There's a firing capsule in there. It looks like
I see,
shotgun shell.
To be put back instead of replaced.
That blows up to force the airbag through that plastic.
I got you.
And so that firing mechanism.
All that has to be replaced.
Yeah, so they have to pull it out and put a brand new one in. So if you remember with Takata airbags, remember that big deal? What a foobar. And they were premature blowing up and premature this and premature that.
Ours a pain.
Yeah,
and
everything had to be replaced. They couldn't go in and adjust the airbag or replace the part. They just had to pull the whole airbag, take it somewhere, implode it, and put new airbags in. I had buddies that had one of them had $750,000 in inventory he couldn't sell because he had to replace all the Takata airbags when he took them in on trade. He couldn't sell them.
And how long of a wait was some of those?
He had them 18 months. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And waiting on Takata airbags. And there was other companies that were jumping on board, but you got to realize that you just can't. Bo and I opened up a factory and build airbags. It has to go through all the testing and approval.
Well, it's like chips. Like we talked about chips. They're opening up a new chip company or build a manufacturer in such and such, and they're going to have new chips. Well, what does it take to get that thing up and running? A year or two?
Oh, at least.
To where you can even actually
everything's got to go through R&D, and then you got to find all the vehicles to explode it in. And I mean, there's so many things that come to fruition that you have to do with it that makes it tough. What is the safest way to buy a car from an individual? Ooh, that's a long segment right there.
Yeah.
I would just tell you this. If you're buying a car from an individual, right when you get there, if it's for sale, you want to see the title, and then you want to see their driver's license. First thing. And you'll be surprised how many people the title isn't on, their license isn't on the title. It doesn't have the same address. You'll be real surprised, and you walk away, regardless of the price. See, too many people get hung up on price. They go, man, this is such a smoking deal. I got to stay here and do this. I'm like, no, you don't. Walk away.
Yeah, because the bottom line is if you make that deal and things are not right, you're going to be swallowing a lot of money.
And never buy after noon on Saturdays from an individual or on Sundays.
Now, I've not heard this before. So what's the status of that?
Because the banks are closed.
Oh, good point.
Or if somebody's buying from you, never do it when the banks are closed.
Yeah.
And the DMV's closed.
True.
Never.
True.
So if you go to the DMV, you got guys there with guns, you know, to walk up and have them take care of it. But this lady did everything she thought was right. She goes to the DMV. They switched the title. They got the paperwork. They did a little buyer's order. She gets her American Express cashier's check, takes it to the bank. Guess what they tell her?
That check ain't no good.
It's bogus. Had the seal on it. It looked as legit as could be.
Wow.
And that car was long gone. Long gone.
Yeah.
So
Well, those are stories we've seen, and heard, and also you never know what you're really buying based on the quality of the car. If it's been in a wreck, been in a flood, those kind of things. If you don't have the eyes for it and don't understand, you could be buying a really, really rough situation with, with that circumstance.
well, just think about it this way. Me and you are out shopping for a car, okay? And you're looking at a Toyota Corolla,
right?
okay? And the average book on that Toyota Corolla is $20,000.
And they got to sell for 15.5 or
That's
something.
right.
Yeah.
Are they just in a great early Christmas spirit?
I'm thinking they are. I'm going like
kind of like Curtis. Kurt's got that great Christmas spirit 365, right?
Well, they might say.
But I will just tell you this, that I know what the value on my pickup truck is right now.
Right.
And I don't have enough Christmas spirit to drop that about $6,000.
Well, here's the thing.
But a lot of people don't know. They don't book it out. They go, wow, look at this car that's in my budget. This car is actually below my budget. I got to buy this car. And then they find out really bad things about it.
Well, here's where they get kind of lost a little bit is that, well, this was, we don't need this car anymore. We got to sell it. We need the money. So that's why we're letting it go for that. Or, there's a lot of things that people will throw out there at you to try to get you to buy it into. It's a bait.
Most of those too is you don't end up telling those people, like when they're talking to you, you feel like not that you're taking advantage of them, but you feel like you're getting a great deal and everyone's winning as a part of that.
Right.
They're like, oh, like you were saying, I need to pay this bill, or my mom's in the hospital, or it's like, oh, this is a win-win-win-win.
Right.
Why wouldn't I take this? And then you get home and yeah, their mom was a part of the deal.
Yeah, that car's never been to church, like they said.
Joining us, Ralph Paul, the owner. Did you hear the message that was sent to us?
Oh, yes. I took my grandson stayed all night with us last night, and so I'm driving him to his house this morning, and the whole segment I turned on was with me.
Yeah. You had four.
He's like, how is this going on here?
That was the fourth person this week went over and bought a product.
That's positive. That's positive. His name was Scott. I didn't meet him there this week, but anyways, we're not moving yet, so they're putting the baseboards in today. Hopefully, we're going to move Tuesday, so we'll see what happens.
Well, they said everybody
I was all geared up, ready to go.
Everybody was saying everybody's nice there and so knowledgeable, but that guy Ralph Paul, they just didn't get that guy.
Well, I wasn't there that often.
He is the cookie dude when you come in the back
exactly.
door.
What do you call them? Macaroons?
Macaroon. Yeah, we haven't even been selling.
We haven't been
giving macaroons out.
No room to have a macaroon tray.
No. We've been giving the mushrooms out, which is real exciting.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
I did a couple this morning.
So what'd you bring with you today?
Get you fixed up.
Where'd the cans go?
They're down here. He already
gone home.
He confiscated them already.
Yeah, they're all down here.
So this, are we still going here?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a new product, and it's called Brain Boost. Okay.
Oh boy, I need a bunch of that.
Well, so it has lion's mane, and that's considered like the smart mushroom.
Okay.
And there's energy in it and so forth. It has CBG. CBG has no THC. It's the more mature part of the plant, which is usually the most expensive also. And it's more about focus, brain clarity, and so forth. So this also has a product, which thank you for helping me pronounce it. It's called Usosa.
There it is.
There it is.
Sosa.
And there's no jitters or no crash. It's an energy source. It's a natural caffeine. And so, it doesn't have the jitters of coffee or a Red Bull or anything of that nature. So anyways, it's I haven't tried one yet. We just got them in yesterday.
But I'm talking about Guyusa?
No.
Yusa.
Yeah, Yusa.
There's a G. I think there's supposed to be a G.
Yeah.
Pronounce it Guyusa or something like that.
Guyusa.
Yeah, Yusa.
Or it could be Guayusa.
Guayusa. Guayusa. I don't know.
We're gonna figure it out one day or another.
So I brought you a 4-pack.
There it is.
And give them a try.
Right there.
We just got them in yesterday.
You see that?
So it isn't it's a mellow energy, if that makes sense.
A mellow energy.
Well, I mean, it's not like a Red Bull. It's not.
You don't
like,
get jittery from it.
So I'd be going
all,
around.
all off the walls.
exactly.
They call me Mellow Yellow. Remember that?
I love that song.
Calories 1.
Oh, that's too many.
Well, I don't want to get fat. In here.
90 milligrams of lion's mane. There we go. Nice. Hemp extract, 60%.
Your wife would probably
Total
like them at
cannabis,
work.
50 milligrams.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have to pop a can with her and see. Well, she may not want to be with me anymore. Her brain goes.
that
her brain,
may kick in, and she might realize some
her brain
things.
kicks in. And what have I been doing all these years? Yeah, that could backfire on me, there, Ralph. You never know.
What was I thinking? Anyway, all good.
So I got to tell you that every time I hang out with Ralph and Carol, they turn me on to something. So I've been taking the product for my knee, the cumin.
Turmeric.
I'm sorry, turmeric for my knee.
Cumin.
And well, I just got through cooking with cumin. So,
Yeah.
Cumin's good.
so the turmeric, and then I started taking the blueberry tincture
Yes.
for my acid reflux. And one thing that I have to do is I have to completely cut back on some of the stuff that I'm doing, because if I eat a tomato sauce or anything, it's still real tough until I really get this going. He says it's going to take a few weeks. Let this thing really get through your body. But every time I go by there and you talk to Hannah and her brother, or, you know, we have dinner with you and Carol, you have all of a sudden this epiphany going, wait a minute, I could add this or that. And I bought a container of your trim gummies, and I'm eating one meal a day now. So yesterday, I get up in the morning and no, let's just go back a couple of days. I took some blueberries, some raspberries, and sugar-free yogurt, made a little smoothie. I ate 3 of the gummies, and I didn't eat till 7 o'clock that night, and ate half of what I normally eat. But I've cut out my carbs and sugars. Then we're taking the pill that Carol recommended to Melinda to lower your
blood sugar.
Your blood sugar. And so that's what's really cool is each time you go by your CBD store, you start having these conversations. They're going to take you down this path of good, clean, healthy products to put in your body, in with the good, out with the bad. And so I got a physical here in about 45 days. So I've really stuck with it. My carbs are gone. I was going to have some carbs this morning, but my dog ate the sandwich. And,
that was actually funny.
True story. I took one bite and I had my arm down, and man, that thing was gone.
It was right here, right
Yeah.
right here.
He didn't realize it was me. I blamed it on the dog.
You know, the one thing that I'll tell you, and I'm sure that you'll verify with me, it's not just putting this stuff in. You have to start changing your lifestyle to make it work. It's not, this isn't a magic pill or a bullet where you start taking all this, but it's a great way to start kicking in, opening your system, retooling and designing your system by putting good products in the body.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and I told this, I would listen to this on the radio. You know, I had surgery here at the beginning of the year, and I got off everything that I was taking, supplements, CBD, the whole bit. And after surgery, you know, I was just thinking I was recuperating and so forth, but my body really hurt. And I got back on everything, and I had blood work done with the doctor that I go see, Dr. Rector. He's a pretty famous guy in South Lake, Texas. And anyways, when I usually go there, my blood sugar, I've always been labeled pre-diabetic, and there was a few other little numbers that were off. But since I got back on everything, I went into his office Monday, and he just smiled at me, because usually he chastises me about things.
All
And
doctors
I feel like I'm seeing my mother sometimes.
know,
you know,
exactly.
he said, "Why are you?" Anyway, so he looked at me and smiled. He said, "All your numbers are perfect."
Wow.
He said, I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. My cholesterol numbers are normal. Every number was normal. He said the inflammation in my body is comparable to an athlete. And
Wow.
he was just excited about it, and I was excited about it. So,
Let's see you running around the block. I want to see.
Yeah.
Let's test that.
Yeah, I took my wife in for a physical years ago, and I said, you got to be real careful, because Dr. Ireland's been around for a very, very long time. In fact, he was my doctor at high school, and they lined all the football players up for that quick physical in the gym, and everybody stayed with him. So I'm in there, in his house. I'm telling you, his bedside manners are not what you think. So I'm sitting there in my breeches. I don't have a shirt or anything on. He goes, "Golly, is it feeding time for the baboon?" First thing out of his mouth, I said, "Hey, Dr. Ireland, how you doing?" And he looked it over. He looked over. I said, "It's my wife, Linda." He goes, "Poor girl, that's a lot of weight." And so he goes, did the whole physical. He goes, "Now be sure when you leave, go down to Whataburger and get you triple cheese and wash it down with the chocolate malt and hell, Kurt, you'll be just fine."
Oh, boy, that's beautiful.
So you were scarred for life, huh?
I went, that will kind of sum up, and he's, 80 something years old, and he's still, but he's a meat and potato guy. He's always been in great shape versus there's some doctors out there, they tell you do this, and this. You're going, wait a minute here.
As they're sweating profusely because they weigh 100 pounds.
What am
too
I
much.
missing here?
Yeah.
But hey, go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. The new Brain Boost.
Yeah.
Check it out. As we get older, sometimes we need that revitalization of our mind and brain and start cleaning out your system. Everybody's waiting for January 1. I've already started. My wife's up every morning now, 5:30 in the morning, going to the gym. And she has a friend. They hold each other accountable, doing well. But we started going with more of the oils and the gummies and the mushrooms and the swelling in her feet. Those mushrooms have taken them away. And so there's a lot of great products there. Let me see what Maddie has to say. Y'all keep going.
Well, we're here this morning here on the Automotive Edge radio show.
Hang on one second.
And let's see what we
Well, actually, we're not on the Automotive Edge
Maybe.
radio show.
Talk, Bo.
Are we there yet, Maddie? Can you hear us? Hello, Maddie.
Maddie.
Bear with us through
We're
some
in the right thing.
troubleshooting here.
Troubleshooting here. You get to hear the backlog.
If you get too much trouble, then
Yeah, we're connected. So, go, Bo.
Okay, we
You
are
check
here
one, too.
on the Automotive Edge radio show. We're doing a little test here to try to get connected to the radio station. I don't know if we're getting anything. I can't hear Maddie, so I don't
What
know.
did? Okay. I'm out.
Sorry for the pause there, but
Little brick problem. They're throwing bricks back at the studio.
yep. Well, there you go. Well, that's
Anyway, we'll keep on trying. But I'm going to tell you, you want to change your lifestyle and hear people say, well, I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to give up this and give up this for, what do they call it?
Lent. No,
Well, Lent's one of them.
but
New Year's resolution.
yeah,
New
right.
Year's resolution.
Yeah. I mean, kids like Graham and the young ones don't have to worry about New Year's resolutions. They're still figuring out life. But, as we're getting older, and it's so nice to be you and I are so much younger than, what about like 82?
Yeah, but look,
You and I are in our 60s.
but I'm the new 50 because I'm a CBD believer from
There you go.
your store in Keller.
I was watching the football game Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers, one
Oh,
yeah.
of my
beautiful game,
favorites.
wasn't it?
Yeah. And anyways, he made a comment that he feels he's in better shape now than he was when he was 25.
But he looked
And he
great.
said the difference is, he said, I really didn't take care of my body when I was 25 years old. I didn't eat right. I didn't do I got exercise, obviously, but I didn't take care of myself. And now that he's been taking care of himself, I think he's 39. I think he's
40.
Yeah,
Yeah,
40.
he's 40.
40.
Yeah, he's
So
40.
I think he's the oldest guy, or oldest quarterback anyway.
Now playing.
Yeah.
right.
And he said the difference is I'm taking care of myself. And Tom Brady always talked about that, And
Well,
these-
they exercised when they played football, but that's different than really taking care of your internal.
Especially in off season.
Right.
In off
Yeah.
season, you're done. So you're going to go eat whatever,
Right.
drink whatever, do whatever. But Tom Brady, I was listening to a deal to your point where his receivers were showing up to his house months earlier than training camp and going through his nutrition and his diet and his agility and his workout. And he said, you think about it, when you had Edelman and what was the other little short receiver? He said, I had the shortest receiving core and you couldn't touch them. And they weren't getting hurt. So you had some of the smallest receivers in the Edelman with Julius Edelman. And I'm trying to think of the other guy. I can see
Oh,
him
at
on
one
that.
point they had the guy from Dallas that went there.
And he goes, and we all work so well together. I mean, we got 6 Super Bowls. And so you think about it, nutrition, that mindset that as long as you're in that career, you have to be different about it.
Exactly. And you know that my wife listens to, she's a retired nurse. She listens to tons of podcasts and it's all about nutrition and so forth. So, you know, she's really educated me and we educate our customers. So there's even products that we promote that we don't even sell. For example, the turmeric. What you're taking is 750 milligrams. The reason we started talking about it was it really helped me. My wife went into the sunshine store. And the lady there, she had breast cancer. She said she was taking that 3 times a day and it knocked out the tumors in her breast. So we've been taking that. Boswellia is another product that we've been taking for inflammation and so forth. And my point is that we are really concerned about helping people. So it isn't just our products, but everything. And I mean,
well, that's the beautiful part about your organization, your store, the people there, is that's how you look at it. And that's what people are going to get when they come to you.
Exactly.
When they either call you on the phone or come by your store, you're there to, y'all have a ministry of wanting wellness for people.
Exactly.
So it's not just selling a product. You want to lead them to what's going to be right for them, what's going to work for them. And that's why the store's so successful.
Exactly. And our corporation, you know, they're focused on health and nutrition. Okay. You know, the mushrooms that we have, there's no CBD, no THC, but it has 10 different types of mushrooms to help you in every different thing. And this is another new product, and I don't know how to say it. Okay. But
we right there.
Yeah, we just got it yesterday.
Carver, you want to give that a shot? Shallot. You're not gonna do that one, Kurt? You want to give that one a shot?
What is that? She legit.
She legit.
Yeah, that's the big thing now.
Be careful how you say that.
She legit.
She legit.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times quick.
It's a big thing now. There's all sorts of. If you look at,
right.
Some of them call it Sheila Gin, and they show this extract. You know the deal that you see with the honey, the little wooden thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they're showing the Sheila Gin. Which that one is a T instead of an INE. And they show this black stuff and they're literally eating it. And so Sheilagen is now the big thing now that people are promoting, but you have to really look at a good product because a bunch of stuff, as you start looking at the variants, is watered down. You got a QR code on yours, so you know it's not watered down.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, all our products have a QR code, so you can see exactly what's in it. Okay, yep. Which is different than everybody else.
I can't believe how much y'all have brought into the scene since I've been a part of the show.
They got that mad scientist, Dr. Ferrari. He's got hair out to here, and he's like,
I bet y'all brought, since you've been a part of the show, and of course I've been here, and Kurt's been here with you, 20 new products maybe.
Exactly.
And what a great thing, because it seems like once you get rolling and things start going good and you find out this is working, that's working, then you bring something else and that's work, it makes it more exciting, I believe, for your mad scientists there to keep wanting to do that, because they've tapped into a resource that, like, we're making people well.
Exactly. And it's all about health and nutrition,
right?
You know, so we're really excited about all new products. We've had some great testimonies. You know, it isn't just about getting high; it's about the health,
right?
And
if you go to theautomotiveedge.com, you click on our sponsor page, you'll see your CBD store there. And you know, the 3 of the 4 people that were at your store and bought a product said, I never felt so educated when I left. I couldn't believe the information I received versus whatever else they're doing. I'm not going to get into other businesses and because it really doesn't matter. But the one thing that I found out is Hannah was kind of this quiet, reserved girl. Now she is on fire for the product because she believes so well in it, and her brother. And then you have you and Carol that, I mean, you live, eat, and breathe the product. Your knowledge is infallible in what you have. And the thing is that all you need to do is extract information from people, partner them up, pair them up. Not always 100%. They say, if it didn't, I didn't get, okay, well, let's move on to this one. Right. And so it's a process. It's not a one size fits all. It's not one shot in the dark, you're good to go. It can be a process, because I've got a brother that didn't care for one of the drinks, and he doesn't like hot. And so we found one that he could actually mix, and he still hadn't paid me back, but we got him a box of it. And he was like, wow, that really changed. But then it's funny. He's quit taking it. He was so happy and he so enjoyed it. And I'm like, well, hang on a second. Instead of Taco Bell or whatever else, and he was a Taco Bell fanatic. I love Taco Bell. Let me clarify that.
We all do.
But I'm like, spend $50-$60 and go load up for a couple of months and enjoy that ride.
All right.
And
you can't put a price on your health.
Well,
you can.
Well, the one thing too is that if you've tried something before, like you've gone into a convenience store and they've got the big CBD sign there, we have CBD here, and you bought something and you tried it and you go, I ain't getting nothing. It was a bunch of crap, blah, blah, blah. You didn't go to the right spot. That's the whole thing. This is a whole different ride, a whole different adventure when you go to your CBD store, Keller. It's a whole, you're not going to get
we
that.
saw that with a neighbor that said, here's the stuff. I don't like it. I don't use it from your place. Well, they were back over there recently and bought a new product.
Oh, there you
I
go.
said, you know what? I get it, because I've had some products that my brother said didn't do anything. I said, well, hang on a second, try this. They come in and go, holy cow, the seltzers. I don't like this. I don't like that. So sold them a case of the Island Time. And she said one can is good for 3 days. She's in a high stressful job. She comes home, instead of popping a cork or whatever the case may be, she takes a third of that can and drinks it. And she said, life is grand.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh, I know.
Time.
I told Ralph he's not allowed to give you an Island Time during production.
Right.
That's the best time to have it, actually.
Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on the sponsor page. You have yourcbdstore.com. Just start a dialogue. Because you know what? After we got to know Ralph and Carol and know their hearts and their passion, we were around a bunch of different CBD stores. I didn't get it. And I told Ralph, I said, the information that you're giving, because I saw you with that lady last Saturday when we moved you out. You gave her all that information. By the way, try this and try this and try that. And she was on her way. It wasn't, you need to buy, you have to buy. The only way to do the buy, you were giving out samples. And here, check this out. We have a dog rate. Check this out. And I was talking to the lady, because she was taking all these prescription for acid reflux.
Right.
And she goes, really? I said, yeah, take a full dauber every day and let it start. But you got to let it start working in your system, because it's been bad for so long. It's not a 1 second fix.
Right. It's not a drug. And so it takes time to adjust to your body.
Well, that's a good thing that it's not a drug, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the other thing is we've been on your location where we've seen and heard testimonies that I promise you would blow you completely out of your seat.
Yeah.
It's insane. And so what we're talking about here is that you need to, if you really want to make a change in your life and get healthy and get these things rolling better for your life and not have the pains, aches, and all those deals, you need to go see Ralph and the folk.
Go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com, and they ship for free, and you can get it. Wait, let's flip it. We're gonna have a little fun here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
About time.
This segment is called New Car Promises. You ready?
You ready?
So you remember in the day you bought a brand new car and you made promises. I remember my dad made promises, but he stuck to them. My mom, not so much. You bought a new car, and what was one of the first rule of thumbs?
When you bought the car, or while you were looking at the car?
You bought, Bo, pay attention. See, you can't do two things at once.
Well, I need a brain fart. I mean, a brain jack to get rid of the brain fart.
That'd be funny if you popped the diamond. There you go. Have your little brain energy. What's the number one thing that you people said in the day right when they bought a new car?
Oh, I love the smell.
I was thinking the same thing.
No one else will ever drive it. Nobody can drive my new car. I'm the only one that can drive it. How about?
How about?
I'm gonna hand wash it. I'm gonna take care of my own car. It's not going through a car wash and get all scratched up.
Never gonna eat in it.
That was one of the big ones.
Right.
Never gonna eat in the new car. I'm always gonna park it in the garage. These are the top 5 responses from 1970 to present.
Okay.
And I'm gonna park far away and walk to the store.
Exactly. Of course.
So, and then the number 1 was nobody can eat in my car.
Of course.
So my question to you two and everybody that's tuned in, how long before you let somebody drive that car? Was it immediate?
Everything that you just said changed. Somebody drove it pretty quickly. Somebody ate in it. Everybody did something,
Do you eat in your car?
I have. I try not to.
What about with the grandkids?
The grandkids?
Dude.
It's like a
Different
rule
ball
that
game, huh?
they are not allowed to eat in the car.
What?
Because they leave.
Good stuff.
They leave
Set his
all their
boundaries.
stuff in there. Okay,
Your grandkids don't eat.
and not in the car. No.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Because they just.
Too
I
much-
made the mistake at first.
Too
when
much
they,
ketchup with the
they
French
just
fries.
spilled stuff.
Well,
You
you
had
know,
to learn
it's
it the
funny
hard
when
way.
you know they drop something, they look over and they're looking and say, "What are you doing? Nothing." And then next day you can smell that French fry. You know it's somewhere in that car.
And ketchup wrappers everywhere. Cindy says she does wash her own car and still does not eat in her 2003 vehicle. How about that?
Wow.
That's a special person right there.
Well, see, I know now that when I buy a new vehicle, I know what to eat or not to eat in it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like I don't eat French fries because all the salt and grease they can go between the seat.
Right.
When the other day we
Do you eat hush puppies in there?
nope, I don't like hush puppies.
I'll tell you what's really you can't eat is anything like a taco.
Oh,
Because
you're-
that'll go
no,
everywhere.
Burritos are out. Yeah. Anything that can open up on the bottom.
It'll just pop off in there.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah, I when I get a Whataburger and I'm on the road, I get it with no lettuce because they got that fine lettuce. You take a bite, man, lettuce just goes
Right,
everywhere.
true.
You know,
It's
it's
juicy,
covered in
too
mustard or
juicy.
whatever. Yeah. So there's certain things I do, but I remember when I had bought my first car and I had an Olds Delta 88 Royale Brome. Nobody ate in that car. I didn't care what the deal was. I mean, I remember pulling up to Keller's. They had to stand outside the car and eat. But back then, everybody was either sitting on a tailgate or whatever,
Right.
like no
Anyway.
big deal. You know, they set the food on the window.
Right.
I said, get your butt out and go around and get your food off that
Correct.
you're not eating them. Because I had that crushed velour. You know, someone in there is going to, you know, it's going to get wiped.
I had the
somewhere.
same vehicle, brown with a tan interior, but you had gray with red interior.
Yeah.
Right? Sweet cars.
Burgundy, sir.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Burgundy.
Yeah, that was a.
Crushed velour.
Yeah, that was nice. But that I love the one I had too. That drove great. I love it.
I had it. I bought my car, and there was one car that I wanted ahead of it, and it was on the commercial. Remember Ricardo Montalban?
Oh yeah.
Remember what he advertised?
Can't remember.
Started with an M.
He would say,
Monte Carlo, wasn't it?
"You want to drive luxury? Drive the Cordoba with
Oh, yeah,
Corinthian leather.
Cordoba.
Corinthian leather."
Nova. That's
Yeah,
right.
You know, that was his big deal. So I mean, I wanted a Cordoba. So my dad, I got the Oldsmobile. He bought a Cordoba, and he didn't like it at all. So he went and got him a 98 instead of an 88. But I never let. I was really big on that. Now, I don't think my grandkids have ever eaten. My kids did because we were playing sports all the time.
Yeah,
you
you
were
had
going
to
to
eat.
football,
Right,
baseball,
of course.
basketball, or whatever. But did you ever park far away and walk?
We still kind of do.
I do too. I do
That's
too.
the
Yeah.
one in this list that I can agree with. I do that
Yeah.
still all
Yeah.
the time.
It just amazes me how people will just come and park so close to you when you're really kind of close to going in the store. And even sometimes I park way out.
And someone will park
And
next to you just
somebody
on
will
general
Have
principle.
you seen that?
They see that they go, yeah, hey, we're parked. Why? Because you know they parked there. They didn't want any more.
And
miles.
they
Right.
pull right now, and I go out there, and there's nobody around but that one vehicle.
150 open spaces and the two that
So
are
I
taken.
caught a guy doing it. We laughed because I bought my first Corvette and it was Laguna Blue, and I mean I parked out in what we call the boonies. Remember that? Well, I'm gonna park out in the boonies.
Yeah.
So I'm parked out there. I'm getting out of my car, and here's this big 3/4 ton truck, and he pulls up next to me. I walk up, and I went, "Really?" He just started laughing. His wife laughed. She goes, "I told him not to do this. He did it on general principle." And he's like, "Buddy, I didn't hit your." And we both start laughing.
Right.
And we get to talk and everything. And, next thing I, told him what I did. And I took pictures. I said, "Buddy, I'm putting you all over the internet." He's like, but people will do that just on general principle.
And I hate that because you go out of the way to do that. And Tom Hammond said he had a Cordova. He said that was one smooth riding tank.
It was nice.
Yes,
But
sir.
I just remember he would go and enjoy the Corinthian
Corinthian
leather. And you're like, oh, you got to have that one. I mean, just the way he says it, you want to drive the car.
The plane.
The plane.
Did you hand wash your car?
No,
I used to.
I'm pretty lazy when it comes to that. I just run it through the car wash.
I actually hand washed the Expedition.
Even when you
last
were
week.
younger and you got your first new car, did you hand wash it?
I might have once, but I don't recall.
You know what I found out? I found out that when you had that dirty car, like the other day, my truck was dirty. So I bought a new shop vac. And I bought just a little bitty one. Man, I'm in there cleaning and everything. I got my the soft toothbrush, and I'm getting up all in the deal, and I pull the mats out, clean them up. I'll tell you one thing: don't put tire shine on your mats. I got a buddy did that, and he had a wreck. Your feet will slide.
Yeah.
Don't Armor All
Those rubber mats.
Rubber mats. Clean them and dry them. Use your Armor All on your dash and your wheels and your tires, your rubber stripping and everything. Man, I got that thing all cleaned up, and I took it up here to the spray car wash. Got that thing cleaned up in the fender wheels. Got it all done. Got it home. I Armor All'd it. Man, this truck is jammed up jelly tight, and you know what? It ran 10 times
It
better.
does. It always does.
It's so weird. You get in and you're going, why does my truck drive better? It didn't drive like this yesterday.
I guess it's like you feel when you take a shower. You kind of feel a little better too, don't you?
Yeah.
But I didn't even have any problems washing my car by hand because I had Volkswagens the first 4 cars of my life.
So they were small.
It took about 5 seconds to wash those suckers.
I'm really bad about washing my cars in general, like the exteriors.
Period.
Just because Perrin,
Yeah, that's a problem.
if you live on dirt roads and you wash your car all the time, you're just killing your time. There's no point in doing that.
That's
They're
kinda
going to
true.
be dirty the next drive,
Yep.
and then the drive after that. So
There's a real funny story. When I was very young, I used to work for this lady. She owned a print shop. And so I would hand wash her car. Okay. And she had a rainbow vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Oh, those were
Rainbow.
very expensive. I
And
had one at one time.
It's a water filtered
Mhm.
deal. Well, she had spilled soap detergent in the back of her car. So I took her rainbow and I'm cleaning all the soap out of the back seat, out of the back floor. And sure enough, I look, and obviously soap and water
It sets
doesn't
up,
mix very
right?
well. And the whole machine was
Just
just
starting to
bubbling
take
up. The whole- I never looked back. The whole sidewalk and the driveway was just full of suds.
Suds.
And anyways, so I
That's
guess you had to be
pretty
there.
funny
But
No, but that's pretty funny because I know about those rainbow vacs.
Joining us, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store in Keller. You want to change your life? It's a life-changing process to go through, but you got to let it work. It's not one and done. You take that one pill or you jump in the phone booth, jump out and spin in your Superman. That's not the deal. It's a process because we let our bodies go through a process for some that have not been really healthy. So it takes time. And I notice now that I'm taking the turmeric and I'm taking the tinctures and we're taking the gummies and the libido gummies. I got a couple people that sent me a message going, I got to tell you something, that's unbelievable. That is just unbelievable. And so I gave, you gave me a container, then I went in and just bought one. And I packaged some of it up and I had a buddy call and go, where? What's the deal? And I said, well, look, scan the QR. I just sent you the QR code, scan it and see what the deal. He goes, unbelievable. So anyway, a lot of great products, but you got to go to your CBD store, Keller.com. Everything has a QR code. Stop by and see Hannah and her brother and Ralph will be there today. They're in right when you think where the CBD store is, they're right at the entrance there on the right. There's some good people that are allowing them to use part of their space to be in there, and they're remodeling the building. They had a little problem with the floor, and they'll be up and running next week, but they're still up there right there across from a Driver's Edge Auto Repair. And I'm telling you, it's changed our lives. All right, and we're going to jump on to something
Before we
real
do
quick.
that, you can call them and they'll ship for free.
we ship for free.
So you
We're
can-
USDA approved organic. And just call us. We'll talk to you, communicate with
There
you.
you go.
Don't even have to come in.
That's it.
Okay, we're going to see how smart our group of men are today.
Okay.
Is there men here?
The top 3, and these were when this questionnaire went out, your all-time favorite car song. The all-time, and there was a bunch of people that responded. So I wrote down the top 3 all-time favorite car songs. Does anybody have an idea what they are?
Well, first of all, I used to sing one and still did up until I was through playing music, and it's Mustang Sally.
Great song.
Oh.
That was in the top 10.
So that's the only one I know.
Mustang Sally was in the top 10.
What's that song? 409?
The Beach
409?
Boys?
Yeah.
The
That song,
Little
was in
Red
that was in the
Corvette?
top 10. In the top 10.
Ah.
I
Yep.
can't drive it.
Pink Cadillac, Aretha Franklin, top
yeah,
10.
That's
Ah.
a great one there.
Yep.
No doubt.
Would you
I can't
Google it?
drive 55, Tom Hammond says.
Number 1, very good, Tom Hammond. That was number 1. I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
What
Todd-
about number 2?
Todd Jimmins says 400. What is that? Is that a song? Or
Yeah.
what's-
It's 409.
Oh, is it 409?
Yeah, he's talking
Okay,
about
I
that.
gotcha.
That's in the top 10.
Yes, he said.
Okay. Give me another one.
So right now we've got one of the top three.
Number one was I Can't Drive 55 by
Okay.
Sammy Hagar. Number two,
Oh, man.
a song written by
Oh, I know what
You didn't know.
I had it. I had it.
written by Prince,
I think you need some brain boost.
Yeah, you might. Hey, crack one of those open.
Little Red Corvette
Ah,
by Prince.
Ah,
Number two. And then this one blew me away. Number three,
probably can't guess it, huh?
Willie Nelson,
What?
on the road again?
On the Road Again.
That's not a car song. Come on.
Sure it is.
Well, he's on the road, so
It
cars
could
on
be
the-
a
that-
bus.
What-
He's in a bus all the time.
yeah.
On the road.
Just because you didn't know, you ain't got to be.
That's
It's
a-
like Highway to Hell. It's like, is that really?
yeah,
a,
that's a.
is that really a car
but it-
I
song?
like it.
But it wasn't voted in, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm voting it in.
You're out. There you
You're
go.
out.
On the road again in a car.
All right,
song.
so
Road
we're going to
again.
run down one more. You got a few minutes?
Oh, I'm-
Okay, we're going to run down one more list. This is the top options on vehicles for. Oh, Black Betty Bam Lamb, Black Betty
Yeah, there
Bam,
you go.
great song. Top choices, top option choices for millennials in today's car market. What they desire on a vehicle. Now, I did my options, and we did the Gen X last week. This is the millennials. What are the top 4 things that millennials want on their vehicles?
A good information center or system.
You're saying infotainment.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't I say that?
hmm
Kind of.
I kind of rolled
No.
into it.
Yeah.
That's not it?
Infotainment wasn't on the
Are
list.
you kidding me?
Not in the top 4.
Music.
Spacious.
Do what?
Spacious.
Nope.
Because millennials are going to start being parents, so I was thinking like extra space. You
Number
know?
1 was wireless charging.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Cup
Wireless
holders.
charging.
That's why we're not millennials.
Number-
Yeah, we're not there.
Number 2,
Well, we're back with getting a phone call from the radio station. I'm
Are they going to
thinking,
put us
so
back on with 30 minutes left? Because that would be pretty funny.
That would be funny. Let's just see, though. I think it'd be great.
You know, I wonder.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, we're good.
good.
So number 2.
Number 2, I would say.
And I love it on my car. I love it on my car. And you know, I'm a
Backup.
basic
I
guy.
would say automatic starting.
Beautiful remote starting. Way to go, Bo.
I wouldn't want to.
You started thinking lion's mane. It just
I
kicked
need
into
it,
a
just
couple of
kicked in.
endorphins in your brain.
Exactly.
There you
right.
go.
Okay, what else?
Huh.
Driving assistance.
Backup
Yes.
camera.
Advanced safety features. One
Okay.
was emergency braking,
Lane
lane
departure.
departure were the top 2.
Rear.
And then this
rear.
one blew me away. Number 4, that I don't think people really care about is I'm talking to consumers all the time going, hey, what's most important in your car?
I would say cruise control.
Not cruise control.
Oh, that's shocking.
Hands off control.
No. Hands-free was
Hands-free.
The youngest group or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever they
Generation
call them.
X.
Gen X.
Yeah. So get this. Fuel economy.
Wow, I see that.
And,
Oh, I
and
didn't
who
even-
just
yeah.
talked about starting a family? Someone just said that.
Yeah, I said that millennials
and
are
the thing
starting
is that
families.
they budget. So fuel economy was number 4. So wireless charging, remote start, advanced safety features,
Ty
lane
Jemmis.
departure, and then fuel economy.
Ty Jemmin says cup holders. And then he said hybrid, which would be
Or
fuel.
cigarette.
economy.
Tom
How
Hammond
about,
said
cig-
hybrid.
Do
how
you
about
know what-
cigarette ashtray?
You know why at one point Honda Odyssey outsold Sienna?
Because of the cup holders?
They could hold big gulps.
Ah,
Are you serious? And they
know.
Yeah, so
sold
when it
better.
came out, it was a deal. Well, we're going to go look at Sienna. Hang on. Then why don't you ask them if it'll hold a big gulp?
Ah, sweet.
I got more people call. Hey, you still got that silver?
Oh, what
yeah,
a-
it won't hold a big. It's amazing how many
What a
people.
home run sale that was, right?
And so what happened 2 years later? Sienna had the big gulp
Oh,
holder.
yeah, they had to
Yeah, and it was so funny. I said, you know what's really cool? We got big gulp holders in the 3rd row. No way, yeah. So you get the big one for your kid, or you wouldn't believe how many times it blew me away that they drive off and I was laughing, go, I can't believe that a big gulp holder closed the deal.
That's crazy.
And you know, a bunch of them they wouldn't believe you anyway. So they said, well, we're gonna go over and check out Toyota and make sure. Well, you know what? They did.
They
Found
came
it.
back.
Hey, does this van hold a big gulp?
So what do people average on big gulps? Like, I mean, because I've had a big gulp maybe once a year.
Yeah, but if you back up, 15, 20 years ago when the big gulp first came out, there was nowhere to put it. You had to hold on to it. The glasses, they went from, you got to realize they went from 8 ounces to 12 ounces to 16 ounces to 20 and then to big gulp. And so once you got past a 12-ounce can, there was nothing that could hold your drink.
So you'd have to sit there and
just hold it the whole time.
Look how big it is.
Maybe I don't want to be that guy. Maybe get a smaller drink. Maybe you might save yourself some calories.
So they started putting in, if you notice on the holders, you had the ones where you could set the drink down, the arms would expand.
Yeah.
And so that was a big selling feature. So we had it on the Honda Accord. We have expandable drink holders. I'll take it. It was amazing.
Really, that was selling points.
That and something that would hold a big gulp. People just went nuts over it. They thought that was the cat's meow. That wait a minute, I can buy 4 big gulps and stick in a cup holder and get them home.
Pretty funny.
It was amazing how. But you got to think about it, in our age when the big gulp came out, that was like over the top. That you could buy a big gulp. I mean, you got to realize it was only a dime more, and you got this freaking half gallon of soda or whatever.
I don't think I've ever had one.
I would never drink one. It'd be in my way. I mean, I even buy small sodas. I don't even buy anything bigger than that. Especially if I go to a restaurant where you can refill your soda.
If you can get a refill and you're not buying a small, then I'm just going to assume you have more money than I do.
Why would you buy a bigger size? Just get the small and go refill it.
Yeah.
My wife, has a nice Lexus and so forth. And years ago, we were trying to pick out a car for her. And one of the things she said was, this doesn't have very good cup holders. And I was just like shocked. Okay. Like that was one of the most important things for her in a car. And now she has that 460 Lexus and it's got cup holders everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And expandable and the whole bit.
Funny.
And that was like one of her most important things was a cup holder.
So you figure on the Odyssey, it could hold 4 cups in the back, 2 on both sides. And then you had the second row. So I'm on the third row. You go to the second row. You had 2 holders on both sides, and you push 2 buttons, and 2 more came out.
Wow.
And up front, you had the lower ones in the door.
How many people are in this car?
2 more in the center console, and then 2 more pop out.
Wow.
So everybody could have 2 to 3 drinks if you're in that Odyssey.
Wow.
It was outstanding. And the thing about it is, that when you see a family and, what do you think about? Well, we don't ever have enough cup, and you ever have enough cup holders? No. And your kids, would you like to buy them the bigger ones so you're not buying a whole bunch of little ones? You still don't. Yeah, well, let me show you that. And people are blown away by it, So
stole the car.
Whoever thought of that one, I remember when we're at the ride and drive. So Honda would put on a ride and drive, and all the salespeople would go, and he goes, "Check this out." And he set that big gulp down, and we're all like, "Wow, it'll hold a big gulp." It was amazing back then. It was little things, and this as well as I do. It was the little things that they added that were so cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the technology and infotainment system. There were so many things that were so much cooler coming out. Automatic windshield wipers, power side mirrors. I remember you had the ones you could adjust the mirror, but when you hit the button and the mirrors came, you're like, holy cow, check this out.
Sweet.
I remember when Tundra came out and Mr. McNatt goes, "Hey, you got to come outside. This is a home run." I pull up and here's this Tundra. I went around the other side and had that access door. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And so, man, I bet I sold 100 SR5s in 1 month.
Wow!
Just because of a door. And so back then, everything was such a wow factor. Triptronic transmission where you just tapped it and went into another gear and now it's. I don't think people are wowed anymore. I think
it's
they're
all about
expecting
electronics
so much
now.
technology
to
do what they should be doing that it's not that wow factor anymore.
I agree.
So what was the biggest wow factor for you when buying cars? If you think back and go, wow, that was pretty cool at the time.
The cigarette lighter. Because we used to smoke cigarettes, okay, and it didn't always have 100 years ago, and you didn't have either. We didn't have the lighters.
Did you ever test that with your finger?
I'm sure everybody tried it one
yeah.
time or another.
Put it on your tongue.
That little ring on your thumbprint.
Yeah. My black Lexus has a cigarette lighter.
That's it. A lot of cars don't come with them
You
anymore.
remember when you push in, you just waited to hear the pop?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you knew that thing was
There it
ready to go. You opened that thing was fire red.
I showed my grandson, and he's never seen anything like that. He's 12, and I showed him, and it still works. And he was like, "What do you do with that?" You know, I said, "Well, you start fires with it."
They don't put them in cars.
You don't see
anymore.
most cars I've had have them,
Right.
but if someone handed me something to light with, I would just kind of, I guess I'd try to shove it in that little
Well, the
hole and pray something happens. I
The
don't really.
Expedition has it,
The
but it
Expedition has
doesn't
one?
have the thing.
Yeah, well, you can still buy cigarette
can you?
lighters.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still get them. I mean, there's a lot of them that,
There you go.
instead of plugging in, a lot of them have the little wires like you're plugging in there, but
Right.
some of them still have the bulkier ones,
Right.
and you can still get cigarette lighters for
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Yeah. My first thing that blew me away was a cassette player. And then what did I have to do? I had to go out and buy that little box, that little like a briefcase, and you put all the cassettes in it. And then you realize that you couldn't put them in the car. You either had to put them in the trunk and take them inside because it warped it. And you go to pop the tape, and all of a sudden the whole string of tape had come out because it got too hot and kind of warped it. But man, when that cassette player came out and you got to have your own music and your own tapes, man, I thought that was
Yeah,
catching
well,
me out.
CDs really would that take off because it was so simple and easy and
Yeah.
thin line.
That
Mhm.
Lexus has a cassette player still.
Cassette.
Wow.
Cassette and CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What year is that, Lexus?
03.
Oh, wow.
The
that
first
car's older than you.
Yeah, right.
the
I was about to
first
say.
option that really blew truck buyers away, because truck buyers are so loyal. They're brand loyal, and they just live, eat, and breathe that one brand. Not so much related. I see a lot of people changing over because of cab size, towing capabilities, what these EcoBoosts will do. But I remember there was one feature that came out that just blew away everybody when buying a pickup truck.
It was 4 doors.
Nope.
No?
4 doors was the big thing. Everybody run out and running them, but
The
Right.
back window opening.
the back window,
Oh.
sliding rear window.
The one you
Yeah.
didn't know how to operate?
Man, when that thing came out, really. So many people rushed out to make sure that when it opened, and what was cool was the glass went all the way away to where you didn't have any structure. You could actually put boards and stuff down.
Yeah.
So what Bo's talking about, I'm at Home Depot and I got some 2x4s, and I only have 5.5 foot bed, and I set them down. I'm like, these things are going to fall out. So I'm looking around. I'm going, how the heck does this
It
window
did
open?
not open.
And I'm looking all over, and the guy goes, hang on there, champ. It's the button. He goes, new truck, huh? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, I don't know what you know about trucks. And I was like, man, I am so stupid right now.
He was going to give him his business card, I tell you that.
He wasn't getting my business card that day.
Well,
Yeah.
I just discovered mine on my Ford truck. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just figured out how to open it.
I've
So
seen
forth.
a lot of construction guys with those, and I've never ever seen them use it ever.
That's kind of funny.
I've used it. And the cool thing, it's another way to ventilate your truck quicker
That's
to get the
true.
hot air out. So if you lower the windows in that back one,
Yep.
I mean, you're blowing that hot air.
Well, that
instead of
makes a
circulating
lot
it
of
out.
sense. Yeah.
It's just like having a sunroof. A lot of people, I tell them, look, in the hot days, open it up and turn your AC on. Don't do the enclosed. Leave it open because you're trying to circulate 140-degree heat
Yeah.
through that compressor. Not going to happen, but just put on regular air, not interior circulatory. Drop your windows, open your sunroof, and within 60 seconds, that car is going to be cool at 140 degrees. But
Yep.
When I first got this truck here in the summertime, I always pop that back window and I'll drop them, and man, it pulls that hot air out quick, and you're
Yep.
off and running.
One of the things on my Ford truck that I didn't realize was on there was the step to come up in the
Oh
bed.
yeah,
Oh.
those are kind of useful.
Well, I rented a truck, and when I took it in for service and so forth, and none of the vehicles had it. And actually, when I bought that Ford truck, I wasn't even aware of it. But an old guy like me, it's the only way I can get up there.
Mhm.
So the step comes out, and then the handle comes out. So you can grab the handle, step up there, and walk right in there. And that is
Sweet.
one of the coolest things.
Now
Yeah.
I could see someone seeing that and going, "Now I'm going to buy this truck," because no
Yeah.
other truck has that. But if you're stuck at like, I've got 8 more cup holders than I know what to do with, so I need this car. I mean, that's the sort of marketing that I guess I would miss out
Well,
on
you gotta
because I wouldn't
realize
tell people
it
about
was
those
the
changes.
big
Back
dog.
in the day,
That's the
everybody
difference.
was, your average kids were 4, and now it's gone to 2. And so when people pulled up in a big car, and you had one kid stuck between mom and dad and the other 3 in the back seat,
Yeah.
and you're showing them this minivan when the Aerostar first came out, which was the first minivan, and Ford sent it out. I mean, I'm telling you, we couldn't keep them on the lot.
I know, I get
And
that
there
too,
was
yeah.
nothing. There was no cool factor at all. But boy, once that cool factor started jumping on, in fact, Melinda had just bought a brand new Tahoe. It was burgundy, tan leather. This thing was nice. And I had a 2004 Toyota Sienna, and they were having me take it around and show it. Base model CE, nothing on it, cloth interior. And I pulled up, and she got in that thing, and she goes, "Okay, I'll take it." I said, "No, this is a show vehicle from Toyota." Okay, when you're done showing it, I'll take it. She drove that thing to 188,000 miles. And we enjoyed it so much that when the material was coming off the doors, I took a pizza cutter and put just a little bit of glue and rolled that pizza cutter in there and tucked the cloth back up in there. Cool. You couldn't even tell. We drove the wheels. That thing became so handy, so versatile that, and every year still when we go on vacation, I go to one of my dealers and borrow a minivan and head down the coast. And now Will Sakala is looking to get one, and Melinda would love to have another Sienna. These things are just unbelievable, and the ride, drive, and handling is second to none. Wow. I mean, they're really cool. Well, hey, we're going to wrap things up. We apologize. Everything that was back in studio. We want to thank everybody that was joining us today. We'll make sure that everything's up and running next week. Remember, you want to change your lifestyle? Don't wait till January 1 and make this New Year's resolution. Like my pastor says, his favorite day of the year is February 1st.
Yeah, because everybody's done with their workout.
And he gets his parking place back at the gym because everybody's given up.
Yeah.
Start today. Just come over to your CBD store, Keller, or go online, yourcbdstorekeller.com, call and visit with them and start your process now. Because I'm telling you, when you just show up for 2-a-days in football, they're killers because your body's not ready. You go through this pain and agony for so long. But start this process now because the holidays are coming up. I can't wait to have me some Divinity.
How many days before Christmas?
Oh, buddy, I will tell you this. No. Hang on 1 second here. I know that from today to the time that I get to put my lights up is 26 days. So in 26 days.
Because he looks at it as Halloween. That's how he focuses everything with Christmas is Halloween.
Which is so interesting because
yeah,
it's Halloween.
Well, but the lights go up.
Right no, I'm on your side. Yeah, I'm on your side. I love Christmas.
61 days to ho, ho, ho.
61 days, huh?
95 days till Christmas.
Can you believe that, though?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he'll be coming down the chimney. In fact, I'm talking to my sister about heading back out to Knoxville because the real Santa Claus is hanging out there right now.
How sweet.
So I was out there a few years ago, and my baby sister said, "Hey, there's a 365 Christmas store." And I went, "No way." So we go out there, and it's unbelievable. I mean, if God was going to take me when we got done that day, he could have gone ahead and taken me. So I'm sitting there, I see Santa, and there's all these people waiting for pictures, and it's like July. And I went, "Santa!" And everybody stopped, and he waved at me, and I said, "Man, I can't wait to get my picture." So all these people are like, they thought I was crazy. And they let me go up, and I sit next to him, and I got pictures I'll show you. And he goes, "You know how to tell the real Santa?" And I went, "I do." He goes, "How?" And I said, "Your beard smells like sugar cookies." He goes,
"Oh, wow."
And it smelled like sugar cookies.
Oh, wow.
This is him. His beard smells like sugar cookies. And these parents are going, "Who is this nutbag sitting here with Santa?" But
that's funny.
Anyway, the holidays are coming up, and everybody likes to indulge and do everything from, the most high-calorie thing in the world, eggnog, to whatever. But start your process now. Get out and walk a little bit. Get you some CBD going in your body. It's not about the high. It's about the health. And it's changed our lives. My brothers, it's helped healing with numerous family members, our dogs. And it'll change your life.
Exactly. Hey, I wanted to incorporate a joke of the day. So when I call in. Is that okay?
Everybody hang on. Don't go away. Let's see. From Gulf Shores, Alabama.
See that?
Carmen Berry.
She says, yeah. Hello, guys.
Okay, before we sign off, it's our joke of the day with Ralph Paul. Fire away,
this
buddy.
Will be it until next Saturday morning.
Yep, they're all going to be clean jokes, by the way. Okay,
God bless. Good stuff.
They're pre-approved. So
pre-approved.
So little Johnny goes to the pharmacist, and he says to the pharmacist, "Hey, I'm going to have some really good sex with my girlfriend tonight. What are the best condoms I should buy?" So the pharmacist shows him around. He buys a dozen of something. He goes over his girlfriend's house that night, and the family invites him for dinner. And they said, "Johnny, why don't you say grace?" So Johnny starts to say grace, and he goes on and on and on. And everybody's looking around. He goes on and on. Finally, he finishes. Well, the family finishes dinner that night, and his girlfriend pulls him aside and says, Johnny, I didn't realize you were so spiritual. He says, I didn't realize your dad was a pharmacist.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey, remember, for all your automotive needs, go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Let us help you with your automotive needs. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll have things all worked out and rocking. Everybody that joined us from Facebook to YouTube to LinkedIn. Remember, let everybody know you have an advocate in the auto industry helping you with your automotive needs. Be safe, no texting and driving, and tell that person you love them. Have a great Saturday.